mo ló ń folú ó gbà mí bó ṣe rí mi láti kíníṣí délé mo ló ń folú ẹ jẹ́ ń sọ̀rọ̀ délé o délé o.
All right. Thank you very much, my people. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening to every one of you. We are back again. So this particular session now is going to be you guys. It's going to be self-moderating. So Augustine, I'm saying go moderate time anyway. So and I ain't go take the lead for here. Please, I'm here. I'm on the background, but I'm not going to moderate anything anymore. Please allow him to. People should respect his view. Any minutes he passed to you because I'm here. You know, people should take advantage of him in any way. Augustine, thank you very much for that. I really appreciate you for all you do and all your support for me here all the time and alongside with every one of you right there. Guys, please help us to press on the like button and help us to share. Augustine, so I hand over back to you. So normally how it's supposed to be, so that it doesn't look like we are cheating anybody, the next person is supposed to be followed by NCBD, you know, then we'll come to Olumide before Gassiem. But whenever within these people that I mentioned their names, whenever Madam Ife want to speak, you can, you know,
Wait,
you
what is that?
We know how we take do
I'm still
No.
Niger
Go
Watch,
ahead.
I'm still hearing sound at the background. Okay, yeah, it's stopping. Huh?
Okay.
At the background. Okay.
But you hear everything
will
I
happen
talk.
yes, I heard what you said. I think let's do it this way. After 2 Niger, because of the way it is, where is it in CBD, please? Just I know you're a patient, please just be patient. After 2 Niger, Olumide, then Ife, then in CBD, Jonathan, Black Panther. The last will be give us a mandate because he don't speak.
No, give us a
After
mandate. Don't talk. Now the third session, 788 session. Now,
Why now?
now they
I'm
talk
still
now.
here.
We will start with from 2
Why you put
Niger
me
to
for last now?
I'm
Now
number
was
one
not
now.
me out
The
though.
first person to
hold
speak
on,
here
no.
now.
Why is the noise coming from? Okay, from why be saying only me they hear the sound?
You dey for King Palace now, King Palace.
So from 2 Niger, may allow me 2 Niger to Olumide to if he is still around after Olumide after Ife in CBD after in CBD we go to Kingsley after Kingsley Black Panther after you then we go back to Madam Rita. After Madam Rita, give us a mandate, then I will speak last. Please, let's follow it that way. Just know your turn.
so, but how many minutes you can't give people now? If you not talk to Tunaja, now Tunaja go use everybody for here.
No. The thing is that, to be honest with when
You know they use anybody now. He go speak, he go stop now.
No, exactly. So at least let us show the world that even me will put myself the last, I may speak maybe in the next 1 hour. So if they reach me, then I go speak. But I just want people to feel free.
No, both can use our normal common sense. They do for 5 minutes round. Make quick the rich people body.
Are we allowed to interject?
Of course, this one is interjecting session. Of course.
And if you don't have anything to say at the moment, you can give it to the next person.
Don't take advantage of that.
Wait
Yes.
now.
Everybody can interject.
So I'm in particular order. After 2 Niger Olumide, then you switch Ife in CBD, then Kingsley, Black Panther, up to Madam Rita, then to give us a mandate. Then probably I will be the last. Did I mention Jonathan? Yes, I did. So please just know who you are speaking with. I mean, the thing is it's common sense. Let's just do it like a family, a debate, cultural debate. If you disagree, you give reason. No calling names, no this is it's not necessary. Because in the end, after calling names, you will still ask for apology. The person will apologize, we forgive, we move. So if we know you have to apologize, why do it in the first place? Just take it easy. Niger problem, no, but we cause and bet. By discussing it, we're only trying to educate ourselves and clear some areas of doubt. Please continue. Let me be at the background. I will listen. So tonight, when you are ready, if you finish, just then Olumide takes over from you. Ife in CBD, Jonathan, Black
They look
Panther.
the time, they look the time, not say if he finish. They look time.
Madam, no, he can't speak forever now. I mean, we are all adults, so people should be
Please,
able. If
5
you did,
minutes.
if you
We are not all
we
Can we
are,
start speaking?
listen,
Can we
please,
start
please, let's
speaking?
let's not belittle ourselves. It doesn't mean even if he speaks early, he will know, but he will know when to stop. So thank you. To Nigeria, it's up to you now to keep the flag. I mean, to keep is it to, how do they say it? To kick off the show. To Nigeria, after you Olumide, then you continue. One moment.
Thank you. Thank you. Good to see you, Chef Usiem. Yeah, you see, Nigerians are often known, accused of being like the biggest bad in the international community because we are often the face of black people, and hence why we are picked out. It's not because we are the only ones committing crimes, but whenever you look for a recognizable name, Nigerians sure pop up everywhere because we have the numbers. And the same thing is manifesting itself in Nigeria, where the Southeasterners, because they are widely traveled, they tend to manifest everywhere. It doesn't mean that a Benin man's property was not damaged. It doesn't mean a Calabar man's property was not damaged. But because they are one, but while an Igbo man will be three among them there, the Igbo man will stand out. It's not because other people are not present. And this phenomenon is well known because Nigerians are taking the blame for all the nonsense that goes on within the black community outside this thing, within Africa and outside Africa. It's not because Ghanaians are not community crime, others are community crime too, but Nigerians stand out. And that's why it's good for us to be understanding things on a macro level, to study these things more closely. Regarding the individual cases, we can't just use, emotion is a very, very powerful thing. You use it to drive logic, but if it is illogical, it's like a car that has been driven into a ditch and it can cause a lot of destruction. And we have to be careful when we just start using tribalistic insinuations about everything. You start seeing dangers everywhere. And sometimes I can understand that. I try to see both sides. Because if a lady has been subject to domestic violence, she is not going to trust any other man. And she's going to find it hard anyway. And she might even accuse other people of having ill intentions, even when they meant well, because of the history. And I can understand why people feel this way. But when you hear somebody telling you to try to add reason to your arguments, use reason. Don't just say they are talking nonsense and stuff like that, because you can say that, but logic, you can't break it. Logic is basically the fabric God weaved the universe with. You can't break it. You can knock your head against it all you want. I said it before. The answer is staring at us in the face, and we are not necessarily reading it very well. And the case of those properties, clearly, people have said that if those people were given documents by the Lagos government, then the Lagos government will be accountable for them. And in Nigeria, I am sure they will be, because nobody will let them rest. Who wants their property to be destroyed when Lagos government gave them documents? They don't care. As a matter of fact, even if the document was dodgily obtained from Lagos officials, they will still hold the Lagos government accountable for it. I believe in Nigeria they will do that. In the UK, you may not have the power to do that, but in Nigeria, you will do that. And the Lagos government will be accountable for that property that was getting damaged. And we have to be careful of always bringing the specter of tribalism into everything. It's not always the case, because Lagos have been destroying properties right from time. I think there was a big one that was destroyed last year. I think it was one village area or some kind of, people were talking about it a lot. A big one that was destroyed last year, somewhere early last year. And I didn't even know, I can't even remember the name, but his name sounds very, very Yoruba name. So we know of all these things. We know how they, look at Makoko is still in Lagos, how they treat their own people there. It's not Igbo people that live in Makoko. It's not the same Yoruba people that live there. So we have to always be circumspect a little bit. We know there is marginalization, but the problem in Nigeria faces every one of us. When we keep separating it to one side, we are weakening our argument. And Southeast, what has happened in the Southeast has led to the decline in manufacturing. Because when I was growing up, it was about manufacturing in Aba. I'm sure there still is, but not as much as it was before. It's a phenomenon that happened globally, where everybody started buying from China because China was providing stuff cheaply. Just like people go and buy dollars. It's easy to just buy stuff from China, sell it in Nigeria, make profit, and count the money, not knowing that you're actually destroying your own base, your manufacturing base, and your potential to be able to even sell to the other side of the world. And this is something that we as a nation have to consciously be aware of. This is one of the things P2B campaigned on. The damage was done not necessarily directly by the Nigerian government itself. It's something that happened everywhere. That's why we are importing rice, everything. These things are things that happen on the macro level. I say it again. We need to be studying things that happen on the macro level, because those things are actually often more consequential than the stuff we see happening on the micro level or this in the state levels. So that is one the point on that one. I still will go back to security, obviously, because that is where most of our biggest problem is coming from. I need our diaspora to be able to return. 141,000 Nigerians left Nigeria just last year to come to the UK. That the damage it is doing to our country is terrible, and we are not taxing them. We are not doing anything. If we are lucky, they send money back to Nigeria. We are destroying our nation by ourselves. We are raising the specter of division. If other people raise specter of division, we should be discouraging them, not encourage, join the party with them. That is not how it works, because they want to destroy. They don't care. If you care, then you don't join. Because that poor child that is not going to a good school is not thanking you. That woman that is going to hospital, not getting good treatment, is not happy. Life is not going to get better just because we are playing tribalism. It doesn't get, we all know it. This is an axiom. We know the religious division, tribal division, all these things cause problem for us, and we want to dance the game because we allow emotion to get over our reason. But you have to exercise discipline, because for me, that is the minimum you can exercise. Because there are consequences to some of all this when we get it wrong. Thank you.
Who next?
Okay, can I go ahead? It's me, Olu.
Go ahead.
So thank you for Alex. Thank you for getting me back on the panel again. I appreciate. I want to start by saying I want to apologize to Alex, the moderator, the other panelists, and everybody else here and watching tonight. I didn't mean to come across as crass or insensitive. She insulted me first, and I felt I had to do a rebuttal. So and I want to address submission when I got put back at the back, saying that it's a carryover from another platform, argument on another platform. I don't know that to be a carryover, except it's news to me what she's saying right now. So that would mean that she purposely came to the panel tonight to address me, which is okay, which is fine. I don't see anything as a carryover. I mean, I was only trying to ask a question so that she can make a point, because I didn't agree with that point. The 2 points she made about Kanu not being strategic, I mean, I just felt it was an afterthought. You know, it was an afterthought. After the elections or after the guy got incarcerated, then you think he should have been strategic. I mean, was Peter Obi not strategic enough? And did we not see what happened in the open in front of the whole world?
God bless you. God bless you.
And then you're saying it's not strategic. I mean, that's just plain silly. And then the other thing that I wanted her to expound or get her to see, our point is, we're talking about being emotional, we're talking about being passionate. When you come with an half-baked idea, it is even worse than a bad idea. Because I thought our submission or our suggestion that the Igbo people should go back home was nothing but just half-baked. I mean, because who is that going to help? Going back to an independent, sovereign Igbo nation, or going back to the 5 states that are still under the control of the federal government. I was just trying to let her see the big picture, that even if you guys go back and move your businesses back, you will be the losers for it, because you don't have the markets in the whole Southeast. The market is not there for everybody. That's why we have Igbos in virtually all parts of the federation making a living there, because that is where the market is. You don't have a port. you will still have to go through the federal system. Don't you see that big picture? That was what I was trying to get you to see. And then all of a sudden you said I don't have sense. And that was my reason for giving it back. I don't have any regrets doing that. I'm sorry. You want to meet me on Dr. Damage's platform tomorrow? I'll be there with you. I'll be waiting for you. Ngwan, as the Igbos will say. I'll be there waiting for you. And as for forefathers, you are regular customers. And forefathers, I mean, yeah, forefather, you were saying something about logic. You know what belies logic in the face is when you invest 300 billion naira in electioneering process, and that 300 billion naira is of no use. Does it not steer logic in the face?
Mr.
You,
Lumide,
I'm asking you to Nigeria, does it not
Mr.
steer?
Lumide,
I agree with you.
can you say that statement again, please? Re-echo it again.
That if you spend 300 billion naira on electioneering process, and that 300 billion became useless at the end of the day, does it not belie logic in the face?
I agree with you. We should never accepted that election plan, knowing full well that there is that big loophole there.
And the people were told to go get their PVCs, to guide their votes, to make sure that and then the federal elections happened and all the shenanigans happened, and then we had 3 states election after that. You would have thought that, okay, maybe the president would want to try to be on the people's side, on the people's good side, by ensuring that they use the beavers, they do a free and fair election, but none of that happened. And then you think in 2027 they will have a free and fair election too?
God bless you, sir.
Some of all these things
It's up to us to prevent them from prevent them from cheating. You see, we have the opportunity to prevent them. You know what?
Let them finish.
Allow him to finish. He's making
interject.
You are not. You cannot. There's nothing to interject now. He has not said anything now.
I'm not even spoken for 30 seconds.
Let him finish. Let him finish. I beg.
You will get another round to Nigeria. Don't worry. You can keep all my facts down. So that's that about I mean, being logical. And when you say people are being emotional, see, the reason why you think people are being emotional and being passionate, over passionate, or maybe passionate on the wrong side is because people are not seeing, they're not seeing the end of the road anymore. They're not seeing the Nigerian, they're not seeing the big picture. They've been told this for 60 years, since 1960. And things are getting worse. Even in the Bible that most of us believe in, there was a time that Israel said to themselves, "To your tent, O Israel." That was when Israel as a country divided into 2 nations. The 2 tribes, Benjamin and Judah, and the other 10 tribes going separate ways with 2 separate kings. It will come to a point where everybody will say, "To your tent, O Nigerians." That is what people like me are saying. That is what people like the Biafrans who identify with are saying.
You notice you learned the wrong lesson there. You saw what happened to them after that. It was
What happened to
scattered into the wind.
I bet. Let them finish. Let them finish.
So there are countries today. There are countries today. Everybody has a right to aspire. You cannot tell people over 60 million people never to aspire. You can't shut them down. It's not going to happen. They may not listen now. People like me. So to you, Black Panther, you keep saying, "I know where you stand. I know where you stand." I'm going to tell you one more time. I'm not hiding where
you
I
are
stand.
you have just spoken where you stand now. I know where you stand now.
So now I want to address you.
Is it a bad thing?
It's not a bad thing. That's why I'm saying I'm not afraid to.
Then why are you accusing me?
To identify with where I stand. You understand?
I know where you stand is where I stand.
Okay, that's fine. That's okay. I mean,
this is where you stand.
No problem.
How do you know where he stands?
I'm trying to
I will explain. I will explain to how to fuse it together. I will explain to you.
More that I used to believe in one Nigeria, but I have learned over the years and over time that these people are not sincere. They don't want to sit down and talk. You understand? They don't want to sit down and talk, and they want to kick aside the common people. They want to kick aside. So see, there are people Yorubas like me that may think differently. That may say, After all, it's your president it's a Yoruba man in power. After all, you people are a major tribe. Blah, 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 blah. Obasanjo was blah, 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 blah. Let me tell you, that is not the desire of a true Yoruba. A true Yoruba, truly, if Nigeria worked for us, we won't mind being part of Nigeria. But all those things, all the foundations that people like Awolowo, when Nigeria got independence, all of the structures they laid down, the legacy, is even fast eroding. That's why we're saying, oh my God, this man meant well. If we don't fast retrace our steps back and consider the way we're going, the Yorubas that were very, very well educated, that pride themselves on free education, that pride themselves on good morals, that pride themselves on so many things positive. You find it in the West. Now we are fast decaying. That legacy of education, now they're telling them to come and pay. People who enjoy free education are saying they should come and pay through their noses. Is that how they want us to be at par with the North? Or is that how the North is going to be at par with us? Even with the standards lowered, the North is still the most backward of all the states. But we Yorubas don't want that. We have a high standard. All our institutions that Power built, everything is fast. I mean, who would have thought? I'm sure Power will be rolling his grave that the kind of man that Yoruba chose to lead them in the last election, to represent, I mean, even if they wanted a Yoruba man, I mean, it's so sad. It's so sad that me, an educated man, will be saying, will be begging for somebody who doesn't have papers, who don't know his background to lead the nation, and everybody's suffering for it now. Everybody's suffering for it now. So we are saying that we don't have a future the way Nigeria is currently constituted. The only time we believe we will have a future is if Nigeria comes together to sit down and deliberate and write a constitution that everybody subscribes to. Pure and simple. So that if Imo State say they want to adopt Sharia tomorrow, we know that yes, that is what they want. We know that if Benin people say, nah, if they want to take to their own traditional, they want to govern them, that's fine. We don't want a constitution that some people forced on us, and it's not even working for us till today. Where some people are buying a car for them, the 161 million naira car, each member of that they are borrowing the money, and the people are suffering. You would have thought that the first thing a president would do when it comes into that cabinet is to increase worker salary to a living wage. But no, he increased the salary of a few members, 306 people, double it by 100%. Is it 400%? I don't know. And they can't stop the rot. It's difficult to stop. Because the way, and in a country, the very basis of a democracy is a free and fair election where people can change their leaders as they like. You know, they can vote you in, and then they will wait for you in the next 4 years to say, okay, you said you were going to do this, you didn't do that. And they know that is where they're going to get you, and they will vote you out. But that is not happening. The very basis of democracy is not even taking place.
Mr. Lumide.
Yes?
Sorry, can I quickly probably even bring this in? Do you think that Dino Melayo saying that he's not going to court is he being sarcastic, or just trying to understand that the fact that these guys are already waiting for you in the court?
There's no point. He knows there's no point.
He knows there's no point.
But you know what? Give us a minute. You know what saddens me is the fact that the people who are crying foul today are the people who did it yesterday.
Exactly.
So there are certain people that
Obasanjo, for example.
That's right.
Sorry, sir. Let me even say this. The road that leads to Obasanjo's farm in Songwater, for the 8 years Obasanjo was in that place, did not tar that road. I used to go to Kenan Landota. That road was bad until Obasanjo left government. He didn't tar. He took Kenan land to tar some roads that leads to Obasanjo's farm. Obasanjo was going to go for third term.
I mean, they say we only talk about problems from our own part of the country. You know, it even saddens me that Oloibiri, where they first got the, where
My
they first
brother,
built,
Olumide,
that's
sorry
going
to
oil well.
interject you. Olumide, sorry to interject you.
Yes.
So just sorry to interject you.
Sure.
You see, all the things you stated out here today, if you go through my submission all throughout when I've been speaking, it's as if me and you are twin. That is why I told you. I've listened to you very with comfort, in a comfortable zone, very clearly, and understood you where you stand. And if you listen to me very well, I stand on the same position which you stand. But what I am doing is giving a benefit of doubt to other people to be heard. That's all.
That benefit of doubt is far too gone. It's far too gone. In fact, this last election is even a proof that this
It's
guy
left for them now to decide which way to go. It's not left for them to decide.
This last election is a proof that what Nigerians will be doing right now is that, you know what, if you don't want to write a new constitution, you don't want to, let's scatter everything, let's scatter the table. That's it. Because this constitution is not paying anybody, and they don't want to do a free and fair election.
Mr.
We are hoping that, okay, at least if you don't want to change constitution.
Sorry, to not even worsen it all, they are now singing in the National Assembly on the floor. Hear the song they are singing on the floor instead of national anthem.
They have simply made the man a dictator. That's what
exactly.
They've made him a dictator, their leader. And this
I
is
spoke concerning this yesterday now.
This is an ill wind that will blow nobody any good. Because we are saying that Northerners are suffering. South is suffering. Middle Belt is suffering. Biafra is suffering. Yoruba is suffering. This is suffering. I think it is high time that everybody should speak up for themselves. Because if you don't speak up, nobody will know what you are going through.
Okay, if Mr. Jonathan there,
I don't deny the fact that I see what is happening to the people of Jos, to the people of Southern Kaduna, but I can't help them. I'm the Nigerian state. Yeah, thank you. The Nigerian state that could have helped them, the only sovereign power that could have helped them with their military and everything is not helping them. They're looking the other way. So what am I going? The only thing I can do is to speak out the way I'm speaking right now.
Thank you, Mr. Olumide.
These people don't have technology.
Yeah. Are you not the next to speak?
The Southern,
yes.
I watched the video, and this video brought me to tears. You know what happened? I watched the video online, and it was a video about one of the Southern Kaduna indigenous people. There were Southern Kaduna indigenous people, one of the tribes, the ethnic groups. They had their own chief, their own bale, the way Yorubas will call it. And this man was crying online on video. You know what this man said? The Fulani elders or band or whatever, they killed their village, killed majority of the people in the village. They installed a new emir in that village, and somebody like El Rufai gazetted it. They gazetted it. Some of it are there in the archives. They gazetted it, and this man said that it dares anybody to change it, even after he's gone. And this man was crying that what will happen to their. This man was crying. What will happen to their ethnic? What will happen to his ethnic group? What would happen to his language? What would happen? This man, I was shedding tears. That imagine if this had happened to me.
Wow.
And there was no Nigerian military police to come to their defense.
Hello.
Yes.
Okay, Mr. Jonathan, you can speak now.
Okay, sorry.
All right. Okay. Thank you very much. I just want to, talk on the issue of someone was talking earlier about Nigeria being a tribal or not being a tribal nation or not being a tribal nation. Of course, it is obvious Nigeria is a tribal nation to the core. You know, there is nothing about Nigeria that is not tribal. You know, everything in Nigeria is done on a tribal basis. Nothing is done without any tribal consideration, without any tribal coloration. You will see it inside everything. Tell me which area of the nation or which aspect of the national economy that has no tribal input into it. None. There is none. Every aspect of the national economy has one tribal, in fact, significant tribal, input into it. And that is the way we have to agree with that. Nobody should, I don't think anybody that has even the slightest understanding of the Nigerian system will dispute that fact. That is how the nation is constructed. The country flow through tribalism, through religionism. That's how the country flows. That country cannot function the way they want it to function without tribalism. That is the people that are benefiting from Nigeria today. They are the one. That is how they want it. And that is the only way they can be fed. That is the only way they can survive. There is no aspect of that country. Tell me where. Is it in the civil service? Is it in the educational sector? Is it even in the national politics itself that we will not find tribalism? It's all over the place in that country. And that is our problem. And Nigeria, unfortunately, Nigeria is not the only country that has, that has tribal diversity. It's not only Nigeria. There's so many countries, and for what I know, countries normally use it to their advantage. It's a plus when you have diversity of tribes. It is a plus. It should be a thing of pride. But in Nigeria, that nation has continued to use it to the detriment, to the disadvantage of others. Because that is the only way some people can thrive. That is the only way they can survive. And they will continue to do so, except something change, and something has to change. Someone talked earlier about the Biafra nation, that this is a fantastic opportunity for them. Not just only, I agree with that, not just only the Biafra nation or the agitation for Biafra nation. No, not just only that, even other agitating groups as well. If there's any time, this is the time. This is the time. In fact, compare what is happening, what is going on now in Gaza. See, what happened during the Biafra war, 66 to 70 in Nigeria, that Biafra war. What is happening in Gaza now is a child's play. What we are seeing? We are seeing it being played live into our living room every day. What is happening in Gaza is a child's play to what happened during the Biafra. So if they take the advantage, the opportunity now, Nigeria will bow down. Because why? Nigeria is not even Israel. Even Israel, with all the support and alliances and support of the Western countries, cannot even withstand the pressure, the international pressure. Israel can't withstand it. It will only take a nation like Israel to withstand such international pressure that is being mounted on them right now. Nigeria can't survive that in this age and time. Because what will happen in Nigeria, the way we are seeing Gaza being played into our living room 24/7, that's how you will see Nigeria all over the world. And Nigeria is not Israel. Nigeria doesn't have that goodwill to survive. They will bow. So this is the time for the Igbos, for the other agitating groups in Nigeria. This is the time to stand up. If you are looking for any other time, you might not get it. It might not happen. This is the time to come out. This. They just have to do this now. I hope that they will have that unity. But that is the question that we still have to, for me, it's still a big question. Can they mount that unity, that they will be able to come together, to work together? I know it is almost impossible to find that kind of, to find unity anywhere in the world, but at least you need a majority. If majority of the people of Eastern Nigeria can come together and step out now to take hold of their own destiny and declare their own. This is the time to say it loud and clear, declare their own nation. Nigeria cannot withstand the international pressure that will be mounted on them. It is the Nigerian people that are just keeping quiet. Nigeria can withstand, and Nigeria cannot even withstand international pressure of 1 whole month in this age and time, 21st century. Mind you, again, Nigeria is not Israel. Nigeria is not Israel. Nigeria can't withstand it. Take that to the bank. The international committee will rise up against Nigeria, regardless what they are getting. Of course, Western nations they have alliances with Israel. They are benefiting from Israel, so many things. Even at that, look at the kind of pressure being mounted on Israel. That somehow Israel has to bend, even though they have the right to defend, Israel as a nation has the right to defend itself, but they still have to bend to international pressure. They still have to bend. So there is time and opportunity for everything, and this is the time. The Igbo people must realize that this is 21st century, and that the international this is not 1966, 67, 68, 69. When things are happening in Eastern Nigeria, people are being slaughtered. Nobody is knowing. Even people in Lagos, they don't even know what is going on in the East. People in Ibadan, they don't even know what is going on in the East. In this age and time, people far in Australia will even know what is going on before the people in Lagos, Ibadan will even hear of it. So this is they need to come together and realize this fact, and I hope they will have that commonality, they will have that unity to be able to stand up, because Nigerian nation, the Nigerian elite, the Nigerian ruling class, the corrupt ruling class, make no mistake about it, they don't understand any of the only language they understand is the language of force. As Obasanjo just stated it in a very controversial, in a very corny way, in that statement he gave maybe earlier in the week. That is the only language. You can't play you cannot play by the book. You can't. It is only their own book. You can't play by the rule. It is only by their own rule that they will have to play by their own rule. And playing by their own rule, you cannot win. It's as simple as that. So all these issues we're having about Nigeria, about the Igbo people and everything, you cannot have your survival. You can't have it by playing by their rule. It can't happen. It will be a mirage. You have to put your own rules on the table and play by it. And that means confrontation. You have to be ready to confront this system, this rigged, this corrupt, satanic system that we have in Nigeria. You have to confront it. Otherwise, it will be a mirage. I think I will leave it at that for now. I will allow somebody else to.
Mr. NCBD.
Thank you.
Mr. NCBD.
Yes, hello. Thank you so much. Can you hear me?
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay,
So you
okay,
can.
yeah. Well, sorry, just a minute. Well, the thing is, I think I would just like to speak on a little bit about this, this thing about um, the kind of like how how Madam Rita put it, the vendetta, and some people try to say it's justified because of. But I think we also need to ask ourselves, how come it's this time? I don't know. There's a kind of a background noise. How come it's this time that this FAC, is it a Federal Housing Authority,
F
FH?
FHA.
Yes, FHA. Is this time that they crossed all those states and decided that Lagos is their priority now to look for houses that have been built on, I don't know, is it, on approved places. And also, let's not forget, I don't know
Mr.
if this,
Jonathan, Mr. Jonathan, please.
yeah, no, I think it's from Olumide. So,
Olumide, are you dispensing drug? The pharmacist.
yeah,
Okay,
he has
continue.
muted. Yeah,
Okay.
yeah. So we need to ask ourselves, how come it's by this time? And don't forget what the Lagos State, representative on the news said, that some of the places were not approved by the appropriate authorities. So you ask yourself, what kind of statement is that? Not approved by the appropriate authority. So who is the approved? Is it the ordinary citizen that is going to buy land that will now be determining who the appropriate authorities that is supposed to give them permit? Are they the one to determine who that person is? So there's a lot of incompetencies and irresponsibilities on the side of these same government people. So I don't think we should try to just justify what they are doing, because at the end of the day, yes, they might have been built on they might have built some of the houses on lands that are not supposed to be built, but who gave them the approval? So it's a vendetta thing, to be honest with you. And don't forget that APC lost Lagos. Peter Obi won Lagos. Labour Party won Lagos. So obviously, there's this vendetta, there's this revenge that some people perceive might be the motive to all these things. And if you look at it deeply, you will see that the apple does not fall too far from the tree, because now it's more like we want to kind of show these people or teach them a lesson, so that in case next time they will think twice, or they won't be able to. Don't forget what's the name of that guy? Um what's the name? The spokesman that never again will one tribe come and say that they want to challenge the authority in Lagos or something like that.
Okay. Buy your non-organ. Buy your
Exactly. That's what he said. So why are we pretending like we didn't hear all that? And we are trying to make a case for people that have already told you what their intentions are. Because you feel like you love Nigeria more than them, then you go rule the country. Then go and become go and run for office. If you feel like you know it more than the people that are currently there, you feel like you can be more politically correct than them. You think you know Nigeria more than them. They understand they understand how the country is. They know what they are doing. So if they wanted it to work, it will work. And when they're accusing people of not being patriotic, the corrupt politicians, the corrupt ones are the most unpatriotic people. The people that actually want Nigeria to divide are those people. And it's quite unfortunate. So let us not lie to ourselves. Let's not lie to ourselves at all. And like I keep saying, if we are talking about going back to the East, going back to the East, okay, yeah, I agree, going back to the Somebody, I don't know who said something about manufacturing. it's good. But don't forget that when Aba was thriving in manufacturing, there was a nationwide antagonization campaign. They kind of demonized some of the products coming from Aba. They sometimes they use it as a joke, and Nigerians, they don't know what is called this kind of brainwashing, and before you know, they'll tell them they started relating everything that is not foreign or that is kind of substandard. They'll say, oh, Abamid, or it's kind of a way trying to demean. And before you know, even apart from that, apart from the social aspect, even the federal government's responsibilities, how has it been? Even the Ajaokuta Steel Complex, is it working right now? The one that is in, let's forget about making it a sectional thing or a regional thing. Like generally, look at it in the context of the whole Nigeria. All these manufacturing companies that have gone under, that you can't hear you can't hear anything about them. So who are you going to blame for that? Unfortunately, we are living in a society, it's a country whereby everything still has to go through the authorities, still have to go through federal government and everything. So you can't even open a manufacturing company or whatsoever without proper, how is it called? Proper backing or approvals from the federal government. So who are you going to blame for that? So it's not it's not a simple thing, but I understand that people that are calling for that. I understand they have it's a good wish, but at the end of the day, in reality, there's a lot that they cannot do. Like the ports, who is going to approve it? If Peter, what's his name, Alex Otis succeeds in doing the port like he has said, then we can see a lot of there will be a lot of progress. But at the end of the day, don't forget that even the airports that some of them have been approved, up till now, they've not, I don't know if there's any of them that has even been given license to fly or land international flights. They are all running local, if I'm not mistaken. I stand to be corrected. Whether it's Enugu, whether it's Owerri, whether it's Anambra, it's still, I don't think any of them have started receiving international flights. So that's just the simple truth. And people say, oh, the Igbo man, the Igbo man. You see, if you are trying, according to the belief that, oh, because of the coup and all that, how many Igbos have lost their life, post that whatever coup? And what happened even before the coup? That's what we need to ask ourselves. Do you understand the level of religious riots and violence that Igbos were facing all over the country, especially in the north? That now led to a lot. Do you understand that there was a time that even the military they were taking out all the southerners from important positions, that even led to the coup itself, where some soldiers believed that, okay, they have to stop this northernization agenda or whatever. I'm not justifying anything, but at the same time, people learn about the coup, they don't even know what happened before the coup. How was the situation of the country? And it's quite unfortunate that, okay, that might have been the wrong way to go about it, which I think is the wrong way. But at the same time, what is the ultimate goal when you think that you can sectionalize or marginalize a group of people, and you're trying to, in a country that you know that you're supposed to be one, and have this national unity kind of mentality, and you're trying to make it about North and South? Have you forgotten the interview they interviewed the Amadou Bello, the BBC journalist that interviewed him? What did he say there? You ask yourself, should any leader in Nigeria talk like that? That, oh, is a northern policy first, where we even get a white man before we get somebody from the south? Can you imagine that? So I'm not saying that whatever followed should have been what should happen. But at the same time, we must need to ask ourselves, where are we going? Are we really one in this country? Do we want to stay as one? You know, so we need to ask ourselves all those important questions. And it's just quite unfortunate that what is happening in right now, the country is divided, and unfortunately, corrupt politicians, are the ones championing the division. They are the ones championing it, the so-called leaders. They are taking advantage. They are the one capitalizing, on the. In fact, they want it divided. So what will the ordinary person do that doesn't have the power to make decisions? So that's just it's quite unfortunate. So let me leave it there for now.
Okay, thank you, CBD. Who is next? I think it's who did I? It was it.
No,
Sorry,
let the next person
Black.
take it. I will take it after the next person.
Okay, after Black Panther, it should be who is the person who hasn't even spoken self.
Nami.
The architect. Wait, no be
I
now.
just
You
come
enter.
back. I want drop something.
What do you
Now
want
talk
drop?
that.
Now,
Now
you
you
give
talk
us
that.
super chat. Huh?
CM,
Yes,
CM, you
that's
start CM.
yeah.
You started your hour again. Let me get out. You started your hour again.
Yeah,
I have not spoken.
Yeah,
No,
speak.
Shebi, that's what I'm saying.
just
I mentioned the
coming.
names in the order before I left. That's why I'm even trying to be guided.
Why did she go?
I'm trying to say who is the next. Shebi, I mentioned the way it should.
I am supposed to be the next, but let her
So that's
speak
what I'm
before
saying.
me.
Okay, who? Okay.
I think if
after
somebody wants, I think she just. I'm sorry to say this, but please, people should not look for an excuse to just get her. She wants to go out. You go out. Don't try to
because
make it look like somebody is chasing you anywhere.
I said I
No,
would
no,
be
no.
the
Let
last.
her speak. Let her speak. Let her speak. Let
No,
us
but she
forget. Let her
has
speak.
left by herself.
She has left. I'm not even
Okay,
willing
let
to
the
speak
next
now.
person.
I want the last
Make
person.
una no worry. Make una no worry. We go meet tomorrow for Dr. Davide's platform. She will
Make
meet me.
architect speak. Architect speak. Go ahead. Go ahead. Go ahead.
See, I want to talk about this FHA.
Yeah.
The truth is, when I say Nigerians are wicked, our wickedness has a very high level. That particular place, many years ago, they were complaining that people are encroaching on that land. Agreed, they are encroaching, no problem. FHA, who sold lands to those people? And you decide to now tell us today that we are building on the village parts. Who sold the land? This thing we are talking about right now, people have lost their houses, no problem. But some people should go down with this issue. Whoever that has worked in FHA how many years ago should be brought down on this matter because somebody sold the land to them. It is not Monile that sold the land. The land is federal government land. So for you to buy the land, you bought it from federal government. They gave you receipts. Coat of arms on that receipt. So for you to even build it, FHA is still monitoring your construction on that site. How can somebody buy a land, start foundation, build to lintel, do first decking, second decking, roof, do finishing, buy tiles, move inside the house, and you're not coming from nowhere to say you have drainage parts? FHA should be held responsible for whatever happens there, and Tinubu is involved. Let me put my camera on. Tinubu is involved. All this wickedness, Tinubu is involved because the first thing he said is when he gets to Abuja, he doesn't want land. I remember somebody saying it, or the other was one saying it. He said he doesn't want any land in Abuja. That land is in a very nice place. Now your eyes are on it. You are not demolishing people's houses. No excuse. You are not giving flimsy excuse. If you know you have that land, why didn't you develop and put road? Normal people, you develop road, you put road, put infrastructure first before you start building. You didn't provide road, you didn't provide infrastructures. They built their house and now coming to now do drainage. Where on earth in the world people are developing a place, you are finished building the whole place, you're not coming to put road. Just imagine that Lagos Island, you have all those high-rise. They are all standing. You're not saying you want to come and put road now. You want to come and put drainage. Federal government is the reason why we have that problem. So federal government is Nigeria. It is wickedness to one part of Nigeria. And the painful part is that place is not only people that are there. We have people from Delta State. For the fact that you don't speak Yoruba does not mean you are Igbo. That building, those buildings there, if you find that way and go and do statistics, you find out even maybe Yoruba people are even there too. Because if you don't sell, they won't buy. Somebody will buy the land, you sell for them, they bought the land, and they have built. You're now giving us excuse that you have drainage. There is no way. It's only in Nigeria you see people buying land. There's no road, there's no drainage, there's no pipe-borne water. Where they are buying land after they have built the houses for many years, you now come and do the road. Are we okay? The Abuja, they are all staying. All these users who are staying in Abuja. If you buy a land in Abuja, those days when I was in Abuja, if you buy a land, they will tell you give us 3 years for you to start any development because they want to provide road and provide infrastructures.
Omoshala, sorry, don't forget your line of thought. I know you're an architect, so you should know more than some of us who are not in terms of building and regulation and all those things. What I want to say is because when I listened to Iwanya on the press conference he gave, what I want to know is that, let's say you bought land wrongly. Just listen to my analysis, my scenario I want to paint, because let's say this is now a case of you bought land from the wrong hands. When you want to build, I think you need approval.
You need approval from FHA.
Okay, yes. So, which means, can Federal Housing Authority approve? Let me put it this way. During the process of approval, you only come in for your this thing to be approved because you've already gotten a land. Like me, I don't have land to build, so I can't take anything for approval. So, it assumes that for you to present, say, I want approval, it means you've gotten a land where you are going to build. So at that point, does it not trigger what they call something like, the trigger for FHA to say, where are you going to build? Because in that approval, I think the details of where the building will be erected will be contained with the approval. That's what I'm trying to.
For you to have that land from FHA, your survey paper shows you bought that land from FHA. The architect is giving the survey paper. He has to know exactly where that plot is.
No, not you are talking about genuine buying. I want to see people who didn't buy
genuine buying. See, let me give you an example.
Advocate, because
you're my client. You bought the land there.
Yeah.
You give me the survey paper. I designed for you. I'll tell you, take me to the site. I know where it is.
Yeah.
As an architect, I know the areas. I can still check for you to know whether it can be approved. I'll go ahead and do the design, do your location plan. For me to do your drawing, there's a location plan on it. And I am taking this drawing for you to approve for approval in the office. I take it to the office, you stamp on it. My stamp as an architect is on it, structural engineer is on it, electrical engineer is on it. After submitting these drawings, you have access to go and locate and know where this building is without us starting the job, because you have details of this drawing. So if you have the drawing, it means you have access to the location. You can see whether the drawing is going to conform to what we have on that land, whether I'm lying that the size of land is bigger or smaller. Do you understand? Now, I have given you a drawing for you to stamp. You stamp and give it to me. I have paid all the money to be paid. You are giving us letter to go ahead and construct. We have started constructing. Normally, as you start construction, they come and check at different stages. And I'm so sure Lagos State has gone beyond that. Lagos State, you must get approval at every stage to construct.
Olumide, that is even what I want you to say. Tell the world now is that so for every approval, say you are the person approving, they bring something for you to approve. So the location where the building will be built will be contained in the document of whatever they are showing you.
Yes.
So you will know you will see it from the document that this building is for so street or so you will know it from there.
Yeah.
Okay.
So there's
in fact, as it said, I can confirm that at every stage, these people will come. They will not allow you to go to the next stage. If you go to the next stage,
they will come and they will come and give you trouble. And after
Is it
one,
CM?
they will even
Okay,
kick out.
okay.
You see
Thank you. But
last
I don't want us to discuss normal, something
No,
that
no,
is
no.
normal, because I want to
No, you
play
see,
the devil's advocate, whereby there is wuru, somebody got in everything. So tell me how it can be panel. That's
that's
what
what
I
I
want
said.
to know.
Who is to blame is the federal government. Who is to blame is federal government, because at a point we had collapsed building in Nigeria everywhere. The
Yes.
Nigerian Institute of Architects and Engineers, I said, at every stage in the council, they must come and approve every stage, from foundation to DPC, lintel, decking. When it gets to decking level, you cannot pour your concrete until the engineer has certified that all the rods are correct and are okay. So all those buildings are not bungalows. Those houses are not are millions of naira. So you cannot tell me they build those kind of places. You didn't come and inspect at any time to know that you are building on the wrong place. So FHA is to be held responsible. They can't say people bought land and then you tell me that you have a drainage. On your master plan, your drainage line is showing. So how did we look and say your master plan has the drainage line, has the sewer line, everything you're supposed to have on the master plan. You can't now tell me now that you have built and then you now decide to now put on somebody's land because you've plotted all those plots on your survey plan. So every plot has a number. So when you're buying on plot 112 or 222 like that. If you find out that anybody that has a survey plan, that's what's going to be on that survey plan, unless it's Dagbo. So to me, federal government should be held responsible. Yeah.
Yeah, sorry to interject you. I mean, thank you for this, for all that you said, and I think that's what most of us have said on this platform. But bringing it from your own angle as an architect, also provide a better angle to this thing, that there is no way that these people that have bought those land and then build that kind of structures on those land, that they will not go through the right channel. There is no way.
No way.
We may say that there are Yorubas in that place, there are those in that place, there are Shekri, there are Hausas in that place. But my brother, ever since this whole thing started, how many Yorubas have you seen came out or come out to come and tell us that, oh, their structure were destroyed? How many other tribes have you heard?
You see those things, eh? That's when they are going to do that kind of demolition. Heavy building has a register in the council. Your name's on it. When you are registering that plan, you are registered with a number. Your name is on that paper, shows your address. So if they decide to type, okay, these guys are all Igbo here, face this side, which is wickedness, because from the survey plan, you will now know who bought land. You can buy the land.
That was what they did, because if from everything that you said now, and it just kind of showed. I mean, for all that you said now, you pick a survey plan, you look at that area, you can know, okay, Chukuma own this number 19, Chidima own number 20, Chibiora own number 30. Oh, Adekunle own number 19. That Adekunle will not go there. This one will be part of them. You know, that's what they did. That's what they did. That and people saying that my southeast brothers will go back. See, we can be in America and say easily go back home. You will not feel the pain until you are there.
Give us a bandage. If you look at
please, I want to make my own submission, just a little, and not trying to, just respect of what I know. Mashallah is a professional.
Come on, I don't finish that construction side. I want to talk now.
Before you make your final submission,
who is next on the line? I thought Black Panther. Haven't you spoken?
I am next on the line. Before you come with this your FHA, whatever, whether I
I'm trying to clear the air, but I've been on the background listening to everything throughout. Everything was there. I listened to everybody.
Even the optics of
just to clear the way.
Let me do my submission now, please. Let me do my submission now.
Blame FHA.
I think Olumide should mute.
Okay, please. Yeah, okay. The architect don't mute. Or Lumine don't mute. So, okay, Black Panther, just take your time.
Okay. Thank you all for talking about how they build house. All this one not there for all those politicians plan of book. Now they listing. Make I use broken very well. Me people should stop diverting people's attention to how land is built. Everything we know how they do it. So you people should just forget that one. That is not in the plan of the politicians you have in Nigeria. Their plan is to, is this how demolish it? Is this how your father own? Okay, now Yoruba not demolish it. Is this one need to demolish this? That's all they know. They don't have any plan. If they have a plan, Nigeria would have been the best nation in the world by now. But I want to start on this platform. All those FHS, whatever, it's just a divertory aspect. I have told you people, until we people start to read the languages and the statement of these politicians, you will never catch up with them. That is how they con every Nigerian, because we just listen to them speak. After they speak, we just go along. We don't take words that was spoken caused the world war. Word that was spoken again made the world war to stop. It is not by kicking that made it to stop. It's by the word of men that stopped it. They went on the round table and they spoke to themselves, and it was stopped. We should listen to the words of men, because you'll be judged with every word you have spoken. This diversionary thing is just is becoming a nightmare in Nigeria's space, especially to those of us in the diaspora. Most of us have left Nigeria for a very long time, and we are still standing on that premises. We are not really reading it, and most of us have not even traveled to Nigeria. Most of us did not even do business in Nigeria. With these people you are seeing today, most of us do not know the level of decadence in our educational structure. The Yorubas have not heard any Yorubas that says, oh, if people leave, we're in big mess. I'm ready to hear that word from every one of them. Because when you come to economy, Nigeria is a weak state. It's never a nation. People don't say Nigeria is a nation. Nigeria is a state, a weak state. If anything happen now, say one country is strong, one come, they will take over us. You were still looking at them yesterday. They will take over Nigeria within a blinking of an eyes. Forget all these gra. I did here, soldier with the shy, I did here. They will take over. Okay, what do you even have in your arsenal? None of you know. They be keeping it secret to you all. The last time I knew, the old armor tank they have that carries armory, it was no more than 20 that was left. They went and bought another 20 from China. You people don't know this. They don't have any super aircraft. They degraded your state to a level they want to bought to Kano. We were shouting that to Kano na for surveillance to una say no, that all of TVC begin to shout, they enter and say this is the best aircraft. Go and look at the aircraft Egypt have. You will know what I am talking about. You are saying you are look, Nigeria is a weak state. Let's start from there. Nigeria is a weak state. I want to say something here. I want to say it from Madam Rita said one thing, that Agado will bring, I want to read that statement, Agado will bring in Indians or Chinese to do works and blah, blah, blah. Let me say one thing here. I want to tell the Yoruba nation, I want to call them nation because their solid bond will make them a nation. But one thing they should know, I have never heard them say, if Igbo leave, we're in problem. Let me tell you people one thing. The Igbo man is the only manufacturing sector, indigenous, that we have in Nigeria. Let me tell you people now. The Igbo man is the only indigenous manufacturing race we have in Nigeria. I will come from here. When they were the only one they were manufacturing. You see that toothpick we were using then? They were the one manufacturing it. The shoes they called, the bag, the clothes, ready-made clothes that you people would say that from China, they were the one doing it, but they were putting different names, brand on it. The Nigerian government, what did they do? They said they are not going to encourage manufacturing again because of the loan they are taking from World Bank. What did they said? They want to go into importation, because those are some of the reasons they gave them from the World Bank. They went there. They killed the manufacturing sector in the Igbo land. The Igbo were manufacturing farmer. They went to farmers. They were manufacturing drugs. They were manufacturing bags, ladies' bags, jeans. They were sewing jeans in Aba. People would say na from China they bring out from one place. It was made in Aba there. All of us we wear them. So when Madam Rita said they will bring India, Madam Rita, they've already brought it. Let me tell you, people are not following it because people don't follow news. Look, presently, Lagos State has built a manufacturing plant that will be doing fertilizer. But they are into it, Lagos State. They brought in some people from Asia. They are going to be assembling cars. And they are going to be teaching the Yoruba people on how to do it. You hear me? If I'm lying, go fact check me. The Lagos State government also developed an export zone where they made a place where they will be manufacturing shoes and bags. You hear me? Go fact check me. See, they are already bringing them in. They are already on ground. That is why I told you people, go and read the lips of that phone conversation with your vice president and the former governor of Ogun State. That thing, coerce it with what the leadership of the North that spoke to BBC, somebody mentioned it here today, that spoke to BBC. Now, navigate it, mend them together. You will see the interpretation of what he said from the mouth of your vice president. What they are trying to do now, they want to box the Igbo. And they said they are even going to go and hear that, they are even going to give them their seaport. But they will not trade with the Yorubas. It is we, the North, that will not be trading with the Yorubas. You know what I did? I clap. You know why I clap? You see, a man that has been trained at the long run indigenously is the one that manufactures things. You know what the Igbo man did? The Igbo man took his manufacturing skill to China, to India. You know what's happening in the technological industry? The Igbo man has taken over that atmosphere. I deal on it while I was in Nigeria. You see those phones that you see, they put China phone. It is an Igbo man that owns that company that put it in the name of China and bring it to Nigeria for you all to buy. I know this, the largest man that is Igbo phone in Nigeria is an Igbo man. And that is, you all know his name. He just did his Harvard doctorate of recent. And he has his headquarters in the East. You know his name? Do you all know his name?
Well,
The largest distributors of hardware for phones and tech equipment is what? Is an Igbo man. He is now going into manufacturing of hardware things of phone. He has already started and he has it outside the country. The reason why, because you guys don't have light and you guys are ethnic bigots in Nigeria. So when people say, oh, if the Igbo should go, the Igbo should go, somebody say they should go into manufacturing. Who is into manufacturing? When Awolowo did those things that he did, were the Yorubas manufacturing, or they bring in Dunlop and other people to manufacture? We were producing cocoa. Yes, cocoa was imported, but there was no factory to make it in chocolate form. They were taking it outside the country. There are so many things you can get from cocoa that will make the whole world bow to Nigeria, because presently Africa is one of the places, fertile ground that grow cocoa very well. That was how Awolowo made money, importing the raw materials outside. There have never been a manufacturing systemic or an ideology in the Western region. It was all in the Eastern region. Anybody can fact check me. The Yoruba race were very good in going to school. In the average home of an Ekiti man, I sat there, there is a professor. One thing you should know, because of the decadence of education, the Yoruba man has lost a lot in terms of education. That's why I listened to Mayegu very well. Mayegu is so passionate about his race, and he's speaking the truth. That Yoruba has lost a lot. Now, Yoruba has lost a lot. How do we do it? How do they do it? They're now doing what? No, Mayegu said. He said they now have to start encouraging their people to go to school. By doing what? Buying books and giving them uniforms. Because of the decadence. And their old people, they've forgotten their Wolowo ideology. They throw it to the trash and they started doing all what they are doing today. The Yoruba man has lost a lot. And that is why I asked the question. Why can't they say, oh, if the Igbo man go, we got to look inward. We don't need to look at the Igbo man. The Igbo man is self-sufficient. He can live anywhere. That is how God made them. You cannot box them. You are sympathizing with them instead of you to sympathize with yourself. They are good in doing things. They are masters of it. They are very bold. Look, the reason why I'm saying this is because I worked with an Igbo man. An Igbo man put in my hand 10 million naira to test me. He was in India. I was running his business with a bank in Nigeria. I did it perfectly well. He looked at me. He said, you are going to be good because you have nothing against, looking at, tribe or those. You're just human. But look at what is happening in Computer Village. The entire Computer Village, 99%, 90% is owned by the Igbo man. They are buying all the old houses. You know what happened? But the chairman of the Computer Association is a Yoruba man. And they are satisfied doing that. We need to call a spade a spade. The Yoruba man is the best friend. Let me tell you, all these politicians have spoiled us. Igbo man is their best friend. They have accommodated Igbo man. They are the only tribe that have accommodated a lot of Igbos.
Counterproductive.
But the politicians are just shifting the game. That was why, because Hausa knew that they have done a lot to the Igbos, and the Igbos are moving out. That also I said, Mr. CM should tell us how the Igbos.
Is it not counterproductive to be focusing so obsessively on tribes?
See, it's not counterproductive. I have told you. Let me tell you why I'm saying this. Let me tell you why I'm saying this.
That you are doing is
look, Mr. Naitu Naija.
And you want
they have spoken here. You have
to do the same thing.
Wait now. Look, let me tell you one thing, Mr. Tunaja. I have detribalized myself for long, more than you can think.
That way.
Look, Tunaja, let me tell you point blank.
It seems that way because he's not actually pushing his tribe to Nigeria. So
I'm not pushing my tribe. I'm just talking about two tribes.
No, because he's not talking about any other tribe. There are so many tribes.
See, I don't need to talk about any other tribes. Because I'm not trying to make one tribe supreme to one other tribe.
He's speaking against injustice.
I'm speaking against injustice.
If he was speaking against injustice on injustice sake.
Tunaja, you said one thing here.
Yoruba, Igbo, continuously.
See, Tunaja, let me tell you one thing. You might see me here as a person. I am not boastful of myself. But I know what God has made me to pass through in the Nigerian space. I lost many friends who were close to me in the college when I was in college in Nigeria. So I am somehow deep in it. I'm passionate about it. That's why I'm giving a very long rope to so many people to see what I am saying. Olumide saw. Look, wait. Olumide saw.
I don't know why you go back to start.
Olumide gave room, and he concluded that look, Nigeria, we need to go our separate way. If we don't do that constitutional review, if we don't write our own things,
so you see, like
see,
I said,
to Niger, do you know what happened to Hamas? 2 boys in Hamas. You know what happened to them?
What happened to them?
Okay, let me tell you the story. When you are, it's not long. When you are pursuing an ideology and you agreed and you decide to come into space and cunningly go against the ideology, you know what happened to those 2 boys? They were cut down.
How did they go against
it? Go and do your research for yourself. I don't want to speak too much on it.
Tell me a story. You don't want to tell me the purpose of the story. It's like
go research on this boy, Hamas son.
Why would I want to do that when the answer is right before me? Do you think I like to do stuff and waste my energy?
To Niger, I am a man that listens to the bad and the ugly to get things from there. I listen to people a lot. The only thing I do in my spare time, look, the only thing I love doing, let me tell you, the only thing I love doing in my spare time is international politics and people that are governed with ideology. That's the only thing I do. I like to listen to everybody. I like that's what we were talking about. When you were talking about Malcolm X or what Machiavelli, I just laughed at you.
And in CBD, you shouldn't be too happy with people blowing smoke up your backside. It's not a good thing. People like that, you have to watch out.
If you come here to lie that you went to Nigeria, I am telling you that you have lied.
You shouldn't be so happy about Nigeria. That. You want
let me tell
you what you need to hear. Not
to Nigeria. Let me tell you one fact. I told you I'm going to follow you up. You don't know who you are talking to. I'll soon reveal myself. You did not go to Nigeria. You are just talking yourself like Christ or something. You did not go to Nigeria. I'm telling you, you did not go to Nigeria. If you say you go to Nigeria, bring that ticket or your boarding pass. Show it to us.
See, Black Panther. All I'm saying is that you have to be careful.
You came here to tell Nigerians that you will still start loving your oppressors. What an insult!
I don't know why the mindset of Nigeria.
Whether you like it or not.
Please,
whether you like it or not, right now, tribe is the biggest topic in Nigeria.
Let me finish. Let me finish.
Tribe is not our biggest problem.
You see, what I was trying to picture out here today was that Nigeria needs a reorientation, and we need to sit down together and talk.
Of course, you want to talk.
That is what we need. And when somebody made mention of local government have no power, neither do it have any right in Nigerian constitution.
You want Nigerians to talk. Whenever they start talking,
so you can interject me now. I'm done.
Whenever we talk, about tribalism.
Please, to Nigeria, let me ask you what this man is saying. While I was in Nigeria, there was one question everybody was asking me as an architect: where are you from? I said, I'm a Nigerian. That's one problem Nigerians have. You meet somebody for the first time and he maybe wants to do a job for you. You're asking him, where is he from? Does that count? Is it the job he's going to do for you, or where he comes from? So I have always told people, when you meet somebody and he asks you, where are you from? Tell them, I'm a Nigerian.
And that's what I do.
Because this is the problem we're always having in the country. They ask you, where are you from? The first thing is you go and take your village. Who knows your village? The major part is you are a Nigerian. Sometimes they look at me, they say, I look at an Hausa president. I say, I wish I could speak the Hausa. I have lived there and they are nice people.
Yeah. Actually, I've not had a lot of time to spend on it, but I do like them too.
I stayed in Owerri for 3 years. I worked there. Working on in Owerri, first was a problem because I can't speak Igbo. I was forced to try and communicate with people working on site. Working with different people, you tend to meet different tribes on a site. You meet an Hausa person, you meet Igbo, you meet Yoruba, you meet Igala. Everybody is the one family. So the politicians are happy that we are all quarreling, fighting and fighting. To make the case worse, they are demolishing people's houses, which does not make sense. Because we are talking about it, they are happy. What matters is, where are you from? I'm a Nigerian. If you are here in UK, wait, CM, if I meet you on the road, because I've seen your face now, if I meet you on the road in UK now, I can greet, oh, CM, how are you? But if I don't know you now, I'll greet you. But I will ask you, you're Nigerian. I won't ask you, you're Igbo or you're Yoruba. The first thing you ask is, all of us are staying abroad. You meet a black man, you look at his face. When you see a Nigerian, you know a Nigerian. You don't need to ask whether it's
and the first thing you ask is, are you Nigerian? Not are you Yoruba? Is how you first get the Nigerian identity first. And that's the thing. I always say people should remember they have different identities. You have your family identity, your clan identity, then you have your Nigerian identity. We want to operate on the Nigerian identity because you are in the state of the Nigeria.
So who do you blame? Who do you now blame from them acting that way?
Because I blame our leaders and people like you.
You people should give me.
Don't correct yourself.
Please, you people should give me say 2-3 minutes. Let me say something that you continue because I want to be a listener through this session so that people will be talking. But because of one question Mother Rita said before, I thought it will be around while I'm saying it. He says something like going to build industry, all these things is good. But let me tell you one thing. Probably emotional. I know you are from either Edo or Delta, and Black Panther is. You know they flare gas in Nigeria, and thank God Black Panther you are in US. The state of Texas.
But sorry, Mr.
Yes, please.
When will my son come now?
Who is? I thought everybody. Am I not
flowing
the last?
Now you're allowed to just say something.
You flow. No worry. When CM finish, you continue.
Exactly, because I'm the last. I know everybody has spoken at least once. Hey.
CM is the last night to flow to you.
Jesus, please
just
give me.
Okay. Before CM, I was just going to say this. To be honest with you, to Nigeria, the tribal discussion is a very important one. I don't know if you even saw the is it DW, this German press that did
I saw that this
CBD, don't worry, you will come with all those
and we need to
please may allow me now. Me, I want to listen to everybody.
So you want to end the program?
No,
I'm not spoken for more than 45 minutes.
I'm not ending the program. Just let me say something for the first time, then I will be listening to you people. That is my intention this night, to listen. Now, because of what Madam Rita said, you know why I mentioned Texas? I was asking you people in America, Texas, Oklahoma, they all have crude oil, but you can't hear them gas flaring, wasting gas, burning it, destroying the environment, like it is in Ogoniland, I'm sure, and it is in in fact, the whole of Niger Delta anyway, even Warri area, Forcados, people should know all those areas. So what happened was, this is gas wasted. It's like the water you throw away from your house, you don't need, or it's wasted. This engineer Bat in Naji, Ekweme invited him from US. He came. You know what he did at Aba? Because from Aba to Obibo, if you get to River, for those that know the road, Aba to Obibo is not far. From Obibo, you can get to Goniland if you don't want to get into Port Harcourt. So it's like a few kilometers. Then you are already in Goniland from there to Bori, because Ogoni is the worst heat. So this man said he will build a gas plant. A plant that will be using gas to power, so that the industries around Obibo, they can sort of give it to them. He built it, but till today, it's not working. Do you know why? That gas they are wasting, they said it has to apply to federal government. Can you imagine somebody who invested millions of dollars, if not billion, build it in? It's called geometric power plant. It's not working. Because of what? I don't know. You see, that's why sometimes when you look at Nigerian government, somebody applied, let him pipe the gas, and the gas is being wasted though. We are not exporting it. It's being wasted. That is the one being flared in Ogoniland. the one being fled, wasted. It's not. So you see, sometimes when that's why I always say, I remember the day sometime I was said if Nigeria should move forward, the federal government is overburdened. There are a lot of things that the federal government should give up and concentrate on 7 key areas as a federation. And what are these areas? Defense, that is the Army, Navy, and Air Force. Intelligence and Secret Service, like our DSS for internal and then external one. Diplomacy and Foreign Service, embassies all over the world.
You said it before, CM. The
Uh-huh.
area you
No.
are not taking into account is the cohesion in the country is not strong enough to create that kind of system.
So you see why I wanted to say, why I'm saying this, like for those who has had me before, is so that you can free the state to do certain things by, like Ogoni land. If you had made it, River State can say, okay, let them establish this gas plant. After establishing it, they don't need to
Somebody's
apply to
mic is
anybody.
open, no.
Okay, so Olumide,
That's Olumide now.
Olumide, please. Thank you. So if you free federal government from all these so many things, River State can say, let them build this gas plant in Ogoni land instead of wasting this gas. So when they finish building it, they don't need to apply to any federal power to approve, to give you license to connect the gas. Ogoni will do it. If they do it in Rivers, they do it in Delta, I think around Warri area, and any other place. The highest you could do, so that area that are using gas, you remove them from national grid. When you remove them, so the load they are sharing, I'm coming. The load.
Point well made. Can you please yield some of your time to Nigeria to tell us why he thinks that the country is not cohesive enough to start to undertake some of these ideas you've told about, like true federalism, true resource control? Why do you think we're not cohesive enough?
We're not cohesive enough because we have a very, very divided culture right now, divisive culture, and secondly, we don't have enough central force to enforce potential instability. we already tried that before, and it got us a civil war. It's not. I'm not just making it up.
That's not true. That's not true.
That's a big lie you just said. Now lie.
Okay. Think about it.
No, please.
We are under confederation when that mess occurred.
I like debate, so take it one after the other. If you please, let's not just, if you know the reasons, a superior reason than what he said, you push it forward because we want to learn. If you have
let me give the superior reason. Let me give the reason.
My reason for disagreeing with him is because our democracy then was disrupted by a military coup. Listen, I don't care whether it was by Yoruba man, Hausa man, or Igbo man, or it was a combination of everything. That coup disrupted that democracy then. You understand?
Even in America, did you demonstrate?
Even in America, they are divided.
My brother, that's where you're wrong, bro. That democracy is debatable if it was actually a democracy.
No.
Because
what I'm saying is that,
let's not go in that. Let's go in the direction of what did it lead to? It led to the nation fragmenting.
The country would have evolved through democracy, through election, through ideas. You understand? If the regions wanted to break down into states, you understand, so that little ethnic groups can have their own kind of independence, it could have devolved. Not through the military has obviously not helped us. It has worsened the situation.
You don't want to learn from history. You know what happened.
Can I say something here? You have spoken, Mr. Naija. Can I say my point here?
What I want is reason so that we learn.
Yeah. Can I put a reason forward? Let me say one thing. The Nigeria as a whole, there is one particular ethnic groups that believe in dominating the other ethnic group. That is our headache. Until we sit down, respect.
He's not addressing the point.
Look,
Thank you.
The point might not be from a book that you are picking yours from.
So you're meant to respond to the point that I made about cohesiveness.
Look, Nigeria cannot be cohesive if one portion of the country want to dominate the other tribe. instead of coming together, iron out your differences, and be strong. Simple as ABC. I don't follow the ideas of the old
But
And a
before
lot
all
of it
that,
is, and a
you
lot
can't
of
just
it
start
is,
fragmenting the nations.
Wait, let me add to it.
and a lot of
You
it,
see the
whether we
problem we
like
have.
to admit it or not, a lot of it is embedded in also religious supremacy. And
You see,
we might not
one of the
want to go
reasons we
there,
have
but that's
problems,
just the truth.
Yeah, it's true.
we keep complaining about this oil. We have oil wells in Nigeria. I can't say how many, but is it a crime if every state has one or two to itself and generates its own money from it? If we have that in the country, every state has its own oil well, we will not be in this rubbish we are in.
But don't you see
It
that
is the act of greed.
even if you
The act
individual
of greed.
states,
Wait, hold on. The act of greed is what is killing the country. Dangote refinery that they built there, the crude oil that we refine is going to leave from Delta State all the way to that place. Before he built it, there was a proposal for the same kind of project opposite the tank farm where we have the NNPC refining something. I forgot the name of the EGTL. It's opposite the road place. They cleared that place for that project, but the project has been diverted to Dangote. Only God knows what they did behind. Does it make sense? Your crude oil is in Delta State and you're refining in Lagos. The pipe, the money used in buying pipe and taking it all to that distance, does it make sense? It is greed. All the oil wells are around Delta. Why do you have to move that thing that far? When we say, because you know it is Delta, they brought it to Lagos. It's an Hausa man's project. He didn't take it. He didn't say you should come and invest in Delta or River State or Akwa Ibom, where the oils are. He didn't come there. They have rivers there. They need what do you call it, ports. They didn't do it there. He went to the same state that has a port already existing. He's building his own port and he's building there. But the raw material is far away from there. If it's not wickedness, why should that kind of project be there? Because we don't like ourselves. CM was talking about the gas. Gas flaring has been in that region for years. They've been proposing. Somebody has done it now. They refuse to use it. But if it's not wickedness, if there's a way they can take pipe from here to the north to be refining crude oil, they will do it. Before I left Nigeria, I saw pipe being moved from Warri Port every day. Thousands of trailers moving pipe. I was now asking what's happening, what's taking, and I said, this pipe is taking gas to Niger. We are wicked. That's the truth. We need to speak to ourselves. Nigerians don't like to hear the truth. We are wicked to ourselves. And that's the reason why the senators are not fighting each other. Because if they are telling each other the truth in that Senate, by now, it should be an episode of fight and quarrel we'll be having in that house. But because they are wicked to themselves and wicked to Nigerians, they don't care. They sit down there and talk about what does not concern, does not benefit any Nigerian. There's no life.
What you are just saying is making the kind of point I was letting CM understand. That if the nation is not cohesive and you release control from the center, chances are that it's going to fire apart.
When two people, just imagine we are all here now on this platform and we don't agree on something. You understand?
Mm-hmm.
We come to a compromise. Okay, this is what we want. We are, assuming this is the Senate, we're in the Senate now, and we're quarreling. At the end of the day, we come back to a point and say, okay, we have agreed at this point. That does not happen in the Senate. It doesn't happen in federal government. It is what benefits them personally. It's what they are all after.
Yeah, but we know that now. It's a different point from...
If the senator says, okay, we have oil wells, every state should have its own oil well, you will see the way. But now
but why would they do that? And how is that going to change anything? It's not going to change anything.
Nigeria is in a mess.
Are you talking about state governors that don't even pay their staff? The state governors are even worse than the federal government.
State government, are they not giving them revenue from? spending.
They are what? That's my point. The state
It's not
government
the
are
money
even
that-
worse than the federal
So
one.
it is
Are they not the
free.
one that
See,
went and burnt
it's very easy.
House of Assembly in the River
If you
State?
give me that, yes, okay, take your oil well, your revenues from that place. You will make sure that you get revenue from there. If you like, spend it anyhow. You will see other states developing. Because all the money is going to federal government.
There's something we also want you people to factor in. I will give way just some seconds. When I was saying all this, what federal government should control so that the state can be in charge of so many things.
Yes.
You know that so that apart from resources, because not every we only talk of resources because Nigeria has many of them, and that is causing problem. From gold to silver to lithium to everything you can say. So it's causing this thing. I want so that that's what they call creativity. So that somebody might even say, there's which one they call Professor Gigi Dara. He said they want to use like the Delta Coast as a transshipment, not even oil. He said because there's a way he described it together with Amsterdam. He said they have been to Amsterdam and they came to survey it. It's the same thing. He said they use it as transshipment for things going to Mombasa. If you are coming from Mombasa in Kenya, they say they use it for packaging. So what I'm trying to say is that when federal government has less to look after, then what is it called? The friction that people go to the center
electricity.
Okay, so the
This
friction
is,
that
for fathers. I saw the meeting. This thing. Were you the one that created it?
Can you, father, can you
off your mic?
Oh, sorry, mute, please, mute if you can.
Mute your mic.
Okay. I just saw that. All right, that's fine. Now let me step out.
You people could have allowed Nigeria. Let us catch him today and know who is working.
He knows what he's doing. He's doing it. He knows what he's doing.
So what I'm saying is that by allowing the federal, because when we talk of federalism, Nigeria is not the only country. Brazil, USA, Canada, they're all federal. Australia, India, they're all federal. Even what other country? At least these 7. Even UAE, Dubai, we are hearing. UAE, United, they are federal because Abu Dhabi is there, the other one is there. So why I'm saying it is that because Nigeria, it doesn't mean some state will be richer than other. Maybe a state like Delta will be the richest in Nigeria. It doesn't mean but Ebonyi may not be as rich as Delta. But if that will make Ebonyi to think, say, look, we can exploit also our own. That's what we are trying to say. So that
CM, you know how states operate currently. They tend to operate worse than federal government the way they behave.
Yes, but you cannot because only the hold on, please. You come. Let me because I want to listen more. You cannot because of say 9 of us are here. Then because I will misuse my own, it means that Olumide will also misuse your own, or you will misuse your own. No,
I agree with that. That not everybody will misuse theirs. However, you run a greater risk. That's why I made my first point was about cohesion. If you release control from the center, oh my God, Olumide, are you on your phone? Jesus Christ. So if you release too much control from the center without due this thing, making sure that the center can still manage the various areas they release control to, the country is going to fly apart. And this is we're not going to, when they say that, it's not a flippant statement. There are lives at stake, and this is why governments are often very cautious about releasing control. You can see clearly that the central government, they are capable of releasing control, but they want to do it slowly in a manageable way because they are
Can I interject that? Can I interject that statement?
30 seconds. You have to understand, the Nigerian state is extremely weak. The center is not as strong as people think it is. If you
can I interject that statement you just made now? Somebody made that statement.
Different units. Go ahead.
You see, the statement you just made now is the same statement a man, I won't mention his name, from the north, who is an APC man, made. Nobody wants Nigeria to come together and talk. But we want Nigeria to go ahead in penury, doing the same mistake until Jesus comes. You are speaking here that the center is weak. Wait now, you are speaking here that the center is weak. Why is the center weak? Because there is no devolution of power.
Oh
Everybody
my
wants to
God,
come to
this
the
guy.
center and eat the money at the center. That is why it's weak.
No, that's not why it's weak. Come
Look,
on.
I am
The
telling
nation
you the
entirely
other way
is
around.
weak.
Let me tell you. When you bring money to the center, people are now focusing on that thing for their livelihood. But when you devolute power, people will think on how to harness their potentials and give to the center, so that the center will make the rules and regulations that will guide that thing they created. That is where the strength lies, not in the center. When you focus on the center, you are weak. That is the reason why the center is weak.
No, how can the
No,
center be
no,
weak by having more
see.
power? Doesn't make
No.
sense.
The reason why it's weak, that is what I just told you. Don't follow all those politician reasons. Nobody wants us to talk, but everybody wants us to become one Nigeria. How is that ideology going to work?
Because you've tried it before.
We've not tried anything before.
You spend most
We've
of your
not tried
time.
anything
See, I don't
before.
know how you understand
When
something.
we tried it
I
before,
really don't know how you
who
understand
stopped
something.
it? When we were doing it before, who stopped it? Was it not the
A coup
military?
stopped it and it led to a war.
So how did we get it wrong?
Because we got it wrong already. How can you not make sense?
How? What did the military say?
Because a coup
What did they say?
occurred. A coup occurred.
No, wait. I want to ask you a question. What did the military say about the system?
Do you know how many secession movements?
No, if you don't answer that question, that means you are turning on their trajectory and you want to move that
Who cares
trajectory
about what the coup leader said? It's what happens is what you want to care about.
What did they say? Look, Tunaja, I am asking you this thing. Go and research on it. What did they say?
They said that they want to install another man for
what did they
president?
say that the system? What did they say about the system?
So Tunaja,
they will always say the system is corrupt.
You
What
don't say anything, Tunaja. You don't know any jack.
Nigerians moved on.
Man, this Black Panther, you really need to actually study something before you just start talking flippantly. Seriously.
Because you could not answer my question. You don't know it.
For somebody with such a big ego, you should spend some time actually gathering facts.
You don't know it. You don't know it, Tunaja. Accept it. You don't know it.
We have grown smarter. Are you saying that in today's day and age, that to allow a people to control their resources, a state to control their resources and pay taxes to the center, you are saying that another person will be upset with it? Is that what you are saying?
I'm saying that if you devolve
Are you asking me a question?
No, it's too Nigeria that another person will be upset with it.
I'm saying that if you devolve power too quickly from the center
what
to
do you
the
mean
various
too quickly?
units,
What is too quickly?
Too quickly beyond.
You see the game is trying to play.
You see that he's not answering. What is wrong with this guy?
Black Panther, please. It's okay. All I want
what is wrong with him?
All I want is a very.
Don't ever say what's wrong with me. Don't ever say that. I'm not your mate. Don't say that.
Please.
I want to have a reason-based conversation.
Just one after.
Don't get me annoyed. Don't abuse me. I didn't abuse you.
Oh, you didn't? Sure.
Let's tone down.
I say you don't know it. Is that an abuse?
You've been insulting me forever. What are you talking about?
I say you don't know it. Is that an abuse?
Please. I mean, we all this thing, man. I don't want us to be regulating each other so much. That's why I'm always saying I want to listen more.
Nigeria, if you don't try something else,
the next person is give us a mandate.
If you have not tried something else,
you're not letting me talk or answer the question.
If you have not tried something else, how do you know whether it will even fail?
No, because
it is on the wrong path.
You can't take a risk with millions of lives.
What the risk we already taken has lost so many lives.
No, not the same. If you think that one is bad, except you want another situation whereby you have
most of us don't see what
confederation on your hands. See, the point I'm making is that it's not like I'm saying that the government should not devolve power, but they need to hold the center strong first. The center needs to be stronger before they can devolve power rapidly. Because if you do that, it's irresponsible, because you're going to create a situation whereby when maybe one state goes rogue. You know, we produce leaders like Wiki that have to go like that, taller than the mountain.
The people showed they were ready, but the government failed them in this last election. The people showed they were ready. They were more matured. They were ready for change. They were ready to move the country forward. But at the end of the day, the government institutions failed.
Politicians are not ready. Wiki wants to control Kubara from Aso Rock. They are crazy.
Wait. See,
our leaders are not ready.
Some years back, my king, the Olu of Ori, before he got into the throne, he said something on TV. He's saying we in Nigeria are asking for more percentage of this revenue we get from it. He said one thing, you are asking and asking, can you show the world what you have done with the one you have? You have not showed the world this is what you have used, what you have gotten, for them to increase it for you. And he was right. If they were giving, federal government are giving social percentage to all these oil producing states, and there's nothing to show for it, why will they give you another one?
They are the ones stealing the oil money now.
Omoshola, what of the one the federal government is stealing? The one they took
Hey,
control, are they
see,
doing
that's
something?
it. Now let me finish it up now. Assuming it was Peter Obi that is dead now, it is the head that determines the way the tail will behave. As it is right now, the head here is stealing crazily. I'm so sure right now the governors are doing worse, because it is what the head does, the tails will do. And that's the reason why the country is in that mess. The day you have a president that knows what he's doing there, the rest will sit up, because it will now be a competition between the governors and the president. If the president is performing well, the state too will want to perform and say, President, this is what I'm doing in my place. When the president is inaugurating projects, opening projects left and right, they too want to do the same thing. But for the fact that Buhari spent how many years there, they didn't show us anything to say, yes, let us come and cut ribbon. Uke was the only one bringing something to come and cut after making money from the projects. So the truth is, if the head is not doing something, the tail will never do anything. And as you can see, senators are just there. It is not, they're already discussing money. They have not discussed about how they will fix the healthcare. They have not brought any project to say this is how we want to build hospitals. There's nothing to say, okay, I want to do so number of hospitals in so number of states. They are all there after their own money. The real truth is we are in a mess, and those people in the Senate cannot even bring us together to come and talk. And the one they've talked before, they are the main papers. They have thrown it in dustbin.
And you know the funny thing, see, this thing will continue.
Yeah, your mic is off.
This thing will continue, and one day the people who own the resources will say, you know what, we want to even take control of the whole 100%. We are not giving you anything. Now that time their eye will clear. Say they collect something. Now that time their eye will open.
Thank you.
The people of Nigeria will rise and say, you know what, we're not even paying anything anymore. We want to control it 100%. They want to spend
That's the reason why I gave them the project. EPZ.
Can I say this? You know why I say the center is weak? You know why I say the center is weak? Let me tell you one thing. When you put your head in one basket and you go forward, it is very easy for your distractors to take you down. But when you go in diverse form, it is very difficult for you to be taken down as a nation. The reason why you see them doing what they are doing is because they know that we are not yet a nation. All those senators you see, so I can call them, we'll call them for a debate, we'll ask them a question. Is Nigeria a nation? They cannot be able to answer that question. Because they don't want to go against their boss that give them money. Okay, now the center you say is strong. They go there, they take the money, but they don't take it back to the people that made them who they are. Why? Because the center is weak. The center cannot do anything because corruption has taken over the center. It cannot do anything. What are the center does? This man, look, this governor of Ekiti State, how many billion did he take? How long will the center wait? How many billion did Buhari take? How long will the center wait?
Did you see Erufai defy Buhari on a national issue? The states are already too strong. You see too much power, it can lead to instability when the center is too weak. We think the center is very strong. It's not as strong as we think.
You see, one thing is that I feel that for Nigeria to develop very well, there should be an arrangement whereby the federal government will control less. The state make the money, take care of your area, pay whatever tax it is to federal to maintain 7 key areas. That's what I feel, to be honest. That's what. Otherwise,
Yeah.
because going to the center, that is what is bringing all this every time. Everybody want to be at the center to lord it over the other one. If they do it, but let me tell you, Ebonyi State won't be as rich as Rivers State. It won't be as rich. Olumide, let's say you get plenty picking for your house.
And he always unmutes it. Why do you keep unmuting this thing?
Olumide,
I would throw a shoe all the way from here to the US just to get to this guy.
So Olumide is nice in Canada, not US. So the thing is, why I feel is that some states, let me say Ebonyi State, it won't be as rich as Ondo. To be honest, you may be surprised. Ebonyi may not be as rich as Rivers or Delta or Bayelsa even. Then there are something like Osun State that has gold. You'll be surprised the development there. All we want is the whole state might not be sharing anything, but there will be competition. If Osun State build this type of hospital, Rivers State will say no, we overtake it based on need. So within 5-10 years, everywhere.
What makes you think all those things will not happen now without federal government say so?
Now, let me tell you why it won't happen now. You know, federal government said that every state will have a federal medical center or teaching hospital. When you submit a budget for dialysis machine, it depends on the governor, because we are not doing it. They will say, okay, this state, how did they approve it? Are you telling me that the population in Lagos, if you want to be genuine, the population in Lagos is twice maybe that's what you have in Ebonyi State? Let me just be honest. Now, you may say that Lagos needs 2 times or 4 teaching hospitals standard, not because it is in the West, but because of the population that we benefit. But citing 5 teaching hospitals or 4 in Ebonyi State, somebody might say, no. I mean, look at the gap. But in Nigeria, it's not done that way. If you can play ball, you get what you want. That is why some areas may be neglected. You keep checking. Are you telling me that if federal government does not control this gas flow, and Bat Energy negotiates with maybe River State or maybe Ogoniland, he said, we want to pipe this thing that you people are wasting, that are being smoked off. We want to put it this way. That should have been it. But because of the fact that where you are going to site it, they will look at, okay, why this is a gas that is wasted. Gas. We are flaring gas. Tell me a country
but the thing is,
that has crude oil.
Flaring gas.
This gas plant
have not demonstrated. This gas plant. Just hold on, please. State governors have not demonstrated any special ability to manage these things. If there is any state governor that has even done anything outside the norm, it's like only River State, this thing, maybe definitely Lagos has done a little bit of stuff outside the norm. They've not proven themselves, and I think that we have to be objective about it. Don't buy into slogans. People will tell you slogan, let's just develop power, let's just do this.
The reason why you think the states are not really developed is because the basis of our democracy is flawed. There's no free and fair election. They allow the worst of us to get there. 419 criminals, people who have no idea. Somebody that is campaigning,
I think
the governor
all of
of the
us
state,
are the worst of
and
us.
he's saying that part of his manifesto is to send youths abroad, 4,000 youths abroad to Europe. You understand? Is that a manifesto?
Olumide, almost all of us are the worst of us. I think
you understand?
Our problem is that we are not. See, you can put CNN in charge of Nigeria right now. It may not make any difference if the people have not moved. The people's psyche is the problem. It's the bigger problem.
Since from 1999 to date, these people have stolen more money than we can ever imagine in this world.
Yeah, of course. You've not said anything for ages. Go ahead now. I thought it was give us our mandate. Okay. It looks like give us a mandate. Is that Moshola, you wanted to say something?
Wait, before Moshola say anything. Moshola, hold on.
Can you guys hear me?
Let's draw the table. Let's draw the table now. let's draw the table. Let's draw the table very well. Let's draw the table very well. Now, I want to ask everybody to answer these questions. Do you love the system you are practicing now? With the system about development, answer it.
No, never, never, never.
The system
Everybody should answer it.
The system is not the problem. I don't believe the system is the problem. Because you can get military, you still have this nonsense. You can get anybody, you still have this problem. It doesn't matter. The system is not the problem. The people are not ready.
Okay, we heard your own. The next person.
The system is not. The system is not going to help us. From 1999 till date, things have gotten worse, and we have not even gotten to the end of it yet. It's like they are just scratching the surface of what is to come, the worst that is still to come. They are telling them that this is the high time that we come together and fashion a constitution that will allow us to develop as a people. When some people, like what Black Panther said the other time, when a particular ethnic group wants to force their own belief, their own religion on the rest of the country, when some supposedly my Yoruba that I'm ashamed of, person that is here right now, is trying to ethnicize the politics. You understand? And they are claiming to be one Nigeria, and they are acting the opposite way. You understand? This system is not going to help us. We have to practice through. If you are copying American system of government through federalism, you have not copied it well. You have to devolve power to the states. We're talking about fiscal, not just fiscal and monetary federalism. Let them develop their own power. Let them develop their own manufacturing. Let them provide their own, and let them pay taxes to the center. The center can manage the army. They can manage federal police while allowing states to have their own police.
Okay,
and local
Olumide,
government.
let the next person answer. The next person answer. Who next? Anybody can answer it. Anybody.
I'll say the system is not working because we have the wrong people leading us. And the system can never work before we have hooligans and armed robbers in government. It can never work because we have people that know what to do. Majority of those people in the house, leading us in government, don't have anything upstairs. When you have people like us, young people, it is greed that is killing the country. It is greed as an individual that is killing the country. The system is okay if everybody is sincere.
Okay, to your conclusion now, the system, we need to change it, isn't it?
We need to change it. We need to change Black Panther. We need to change people running the system. The system can still work.
Okay, having a central government.
You can still have a central government.
Okay, you want us to share the money from the central, isn't it?
No, not sharing the money from the center.
That's the system you have now.
The people you have in government, even though you share the money from the center, the people in government are the problem.
No, I'm not talking about the people. My question is the system we are practicing now. Is it not right for us to change it after 35 years?
Let's assume it is Peter Obi that is there. Don't you think it will work? Will he approve such frivolous money to the Senate? It is the people it is who is running the system.
Exactly. That's exactly the point I was trying to make.
It is not the system.
It's like having a man tied blindfolded and you ask him to fly a 747 aircraft. That is what our nation is like. The people themselves.
You made your point. Let the next person answer too.
I'm trying to portray the point I was making so that people understand.
Give us a mandate.
Well, I think to me, Mr. Mosala, you just actually captured it very well. So one thing is, it is when they say politics is dirty, politics is not dirty, but the players are the ones that are dirty. The system is not wrong. what we have honestly is not wrong, but the people, the administrators. Now, you made another point. Peter Obi said, this is why we actually ran for this presidency. Do you think if Peter Obi was there, he will send this kind of budget? Will he even approve for them to buy a car? What one has 160 something million naira for these guys? No, it is the people. And that's why Peter Obi is talking about criminality and those that are actually carrying out this criminality against Nigerians. So it is
can I say something? If you are talk on your own premises, don't add Peter Obi. If there is no Peter Obi, that's what we are talking now. Don't bring Peter Obi in.
Hold on, your own. But I mean, if you talk on your own, you still make references. So we are
you cannot make reference to a man because he's good. That means if he get there, we rule well.
Hold on, bro.
Let me get for you. If you have human beings that have conscience and know what they are going there to do, this system will work. It is greed. It is greed.
Okay.
All of them, it is greed that is killing the country. If you have people that are sincere and they know what they are meant to do there, we will not have problems. And we're talking about this system up to the federal government, all the PANSEC, everybody.
Mr. Mashola, why are we talking about character, competence, and compassion?
Good. Because
these people that are there, okay, imagine somebody, they kidnap your brother, and you're a member of that Senate, they have made a bill to stop insecurity. They said bring 3 million. That senator cannot bring 3 million. He was waiting for Senate Bank to bring money to free his own brother. So is that the system or the person?
Okay. Continue now.
No, I'm done.
Okay, the next person.
I think almost everybody has spoken. You must.
No, CM, no, the others they see they sleep. Wake them, I beg.
What did you want to say?
Are you now the headmaster here? Are you the headmaster?
Okay, wait now. You have said your own. Okay. You see the reason why I asked this question? You see, we are looking at a man handling the system. It is the system that makes the man. Because we all are discussing, they don't want us to have a Papa Wharf in East or South or West. Our international airport is not functioning. Before I get to build this, I'll go to Federal House to get approval. Before I'll do this hospital, to Children's Hospital, I'll go to Federal House to get approval. That, it seems we don't understand the system. We need to understand Nigerian system. You people are understanding in one trajectory like this. That okay.
What you have said, I understand it. Imagine the fact that you want things to work and you're the president. Won't you by yourself break it down?
It's constitutional now.
And then the
president don't have a power to change the constitution.
I'm coming. You that know that it's constitutional, you will tell your senators, I want this to be done. And if we have the right people at the Senate, they will do it. Yes or no?
They will do it.
That's what I'm saying. We have the wrong people in government.
Even if you have the oldest man there.
You are wrong. You are wrong.
Do you know why I'm saying that? Let me tell you why I'm saying that.
Peter Obi was in Naba for 8 years. What did he steal?
Peter Obi, if he had gone into this federal system we have now,
what did Peter Obi steal? Forget about it. No, don't say that.
Peter Obi, let me tell you.
Hold on. If Peter Obi were to be there, the truth is he will have a very difficult time. But it will take him time to break that place.
God bless you.
See, our senators we have there are psychophans. Majority of them, all of them are all psychophans. If Peter Obi were to be the one there now, they will conform. And if they conform, he will do what he needs to be done.
Mr. Mashola,
he will break it down.
Mr. Mashola, hold on, sir. When Buhari became president, Abuja was held standstill They were thinking that he will fight corruption, right? But because he himself does not stand for anything, he can fall for anything, he can fall for everything. If Peter Obi if Peter Obi is there now, the senators have no choice than to do the will of the people.
Yes.
They will have no choice than to do the will of the people.
Omoshola,
Yeah.
Omoshola, do you know why Baba Adesanya said if Peter Obi comes in there, things will change? He explained it. I guess most of you have forgotten. Do you know why? You know what he said? He said this. He said, if Obi comes in, Obi will facilitate the changing of the system that we are practicing. It is better Obi is there than any other person is there. But he said, with this system we are having, Nigeria will not move forward. That's exactly what he said.
Black Panther.
I'm repeating it.
What you said just now, what I said. I said, if Peter Obi were to be there, things will change because he will make them change.
That is what I'm telling you. You are with me now.
So we need one person to
You are with
there.
me. You said if Peter Obi there, Peter Obi will change the system.
Okay, let me interject you and probably speak on my When Peter Obi got to Anambra State as a governor, his first 4 years was not easy. Why? Only because he did not approve what they want him to approve. They impeached him, but he took it to court. He was reinstated. Now, one thing is, and that tells you that it is not the system, it's not the system that is corrupt.
My brother. That was
I'm making my own point. I'm making my point.
Don't use that. That solution not go work.
Oh, okay. But this is my own submission. And let me just make my submission and then probably end it here tonight. Peter Obi got there, and then things start working. Now you live in the US. You came from a system, Nigeria. When you got here, you made a working system. Ever since you have lived here, have you been able to corrupt the system? No. Because people that actually own that system, those institutions, they live by the principle of those institutions. So it is not the system itself that is corrupt. It is the people that actually are put in place to man the system. Now, you talk about the FHA, for example, the FHA in Lagos, for example, they have a system in place. Mr. Moshe, you just told us as an architect. All of these things are in white and in black and white. Those houses have been allocated. There's a system in place on how this thing should work. Is it the system that now tell the architect, the architect, you don't come, welcome. With this survey plan where you come bring now, we go approve them, but guy, director not there for us. So before you go visit director, maybe come back tomorrow or next month. Secretary, I'm not do like this to me now. Okay, hold this one, hold this one. Before you know it, director is at home.
Okay. See, let me ask you a question so I conclude.
Now, let me finish my thought.
Let me ask you so I conclude now. Okay. I'm not going to ask you a question. Okay, now, is it that we don't have any good Nigeria? It's only you that is good?
I don't understand what you mean by that.
You got to understand me now. It's a logical question.
There are good Nigerians everywhere. We see 1,001 good Nigerians all over the world. They are all over the world, including Nigeria.
We have good people in Nigeria, but the good
people, including Nigeria, we have good people in Nigeria.
In the government, in the civil service, you have good and bad, but the good people are not ready to part with money to get to the top. The bad ones have the money to throw around to get to the top. They are the ones that can inflate contracts. They are the ones that parley with the senators and the ministers. You cannot tell me I'm working in the ministry as the head, and you come and want to do the wrong thing, and I'll allow you. The Nigerian problem we have is the good people are still in the system, but they don't have opportunity to show their skills.
Okay. Do you know what Nadeko fight for when they were coming in? Let me tell you the three trajectory Nadeko fought for. Nadeko said, one, we are going to do what? Have a seat for a new constitution. Agbado was there. He was there. And he played that game to one level. Then he discontinued the game. Two, Nadeko said they want to detribalize the country so that we don't think tribe first before Nigeria. We think Nigeria first before tribe. And the three, they said in that constitution, everybody will be governed with one God. No religion will supersede the other religion. That they're going to expunge religion in totality out of the constitution. But what do we have now? They know, these people that they know that if we change the trajectory, strong institution will come up that are independent.
All you are saying right now is boils down to the same greed that
they did not do it now, but they played the Obasanjo.
Is it not the same greed I'm talking about?
The same greed because he had not seen the constitution.
They don't see. They don't need to see the constitution. They don't need to. It is greed that is killing the country. It is greed. If Tinubu was amongst Nadeko and knows what they want, by now, what we are facing shouldn't be the problem.
We'll continue like this, Sha. We'll see what we reach.
I just want to say, Omashela, I want to say,
Gabadu for Nigeria.
I want to say that I see the point in what Black Panther is trying to make. See, the constitution itself is a problem. See, the reason why we're not really focused on that right now is because of things that are bedeviling us right now, that are affecting us directly. The economy is bad, now to chop with the struggle for and all the rest of it. But that constitution is very fundamental to the development of every part of the country. And if you put some things in there that some parts of the country feel will stunt their growth, then that constitution is not beneficial to all of us. It's not just about corruption is everywhere. Even in the US, there's corruption. Even in the UK, there's corruption. There's corruption everywhere. But the basic thing is they get caught. The system works to catch them and punish them. But in Nigeria, the system does not catch the corruption staring us in the face, and people are hailing them. You understand? So the system does not work in Nigeria.
See, Olumide, the reason why the system is not working, because we have the wrong people. Like
that's fine, before, but I understand what you're saying.
Wait, hold on.
But we are saying fundamentally, we are looking into the future. We are seeing the future. We are saying that 50 years from now, 60 years from now, this thing is going to affect our children. It's going to affect our children unborn. It's going to affect our, you understand? When they unify the educational system, you understand? And they say, oh, let the score be 120. Let the score be 100 over 400. Who is that affecting?
Nothing will change.
When we say we want state police, some people think that they don't want state police, but we are saying that we want state police to better secure our lives. Now, people are going into our farms, killing our farmers. They can't farm. Look at Benue. They can't protect themselves. The federal government can't protect them. Maybe the state police have done a better job.
Did you watch Nigeria Watch yesterday? You saw when Agbado were saying on your mandate we stand. That's to let you know how loyal the senators are. Now you want to tell me if somebody, I'm not using Peter Obi again, somebody with the kind of character of Peter Obi is our president today. Are you telling me he will not tell them work on the constitution again or set up a panel?
I mean that's right. He could have stood. He could have given that opportunity, that chance.
Wait, with Tinubu there, do you think they will say that kind of thing?
Omosola, you are not looking. You see what? That is why Europeans we say, do we really know what we want? Because somebody is trying to change a system that will build strong institutions that will hold people accountable. And you have a system that cannot even hold a rat accountable. We say we want to change. You people are saying the system is the person. How can a president elect INEC chairman? A president elect Supreme Court judge? A president elect this? I say the system will work.
Black Panther. So far, you have the president that you have there now.
And we are human beings, oh.
Like I said, the system is okay. It is who is running the system is the problem.
Well, I agree with you. We have a long way. We really have a long way.
If somebody like Obi is there and tells the Senate, this is what we want, this is what Nigeria wants, and the president lets the whole country know that this is what we want to do, who decides the senators to say they won't sit on this?
Well, I will agree. I am not me and you agree with all of you.
It's not me
I will agree with all of you.
It is not me and you that write this constitution. It's not me and you.
No. Me, Olumide, we don't take our stand. We don't take our stand. Then we go drive this ship, me and all of us, we go drive this ship, reach one place. And the end result is proliferation of arms in Nigeria. Mark my word, I said it. Black Panther, I said it. The proliferation of arms in Nigeria. I said it.
Like I said, the head determines what happens. If you have a bad head, you can't get anything good out of it.
Since for over 60 years, the head, the system, the people.
When are we going to have a good head?
The only good head
it's 2027.
Wait, the only good head that has come out now. The only good head they have treated him out. And we all sat in our house complaining. We should not be on the street. The only good head came out.
Allow me to ask Olumide one question. Olumide, oh, he has left. Is he?
He's listening to you. He's
listening to you now.
Okay, Olumide, please.
I'm with you here.
Okay, which secondary school did you attend? Just I'm heading to something.
Government college, Lagos. The same one Tinubu is claiming.
Then you are not a proper. You are not a proper.
But you know what? The one that got established before mine got established.
Wait. No, it's not.
You don't finish Olumide.
No. It's not. That is not what I had in mind. Say before asking. Olumide said at Government College, Lagos. So any Yoruba man when no go Christ school at Ekiti, me they recognize them. Say you have to go back to secondary school then. If you no go Christ school at Ekiti, you never start. Or Government College Ibadan. All this your Government College, you and Tinubu for Lagos. That one I no recognize that one. If you no go Christ school at Ekiti, Government College Ibadan, GCI, you never start. Anyway, continue.
Was that what you came for? Can you
yes,
don't mind now. You can't play Wayo. Now Wayo you can't play.
No, no. I want make una. I know so they go Government College Lagos. I want make everybody link and to Tinubu to know. Say
the problem is say me and Olumide don't hold our ground. Now we they wait for. We go follow now. We go follow now. This is the point.
No,
the truth is that the country will not work until we change the kind of people who are leading us. People leading us.
When we go buy all of them, you go pick by all of them. There's plenty.
Thought everything was going to be fine. Black Panther, that day you were talking about these senators of Labour Party. Yeah? I can remember myself that day I was not on the system. I was listening to you guys. I was working. And when you were saying it, I said, what Black Panther is saying might happen. It has happened now. They have gone there now. They are not doing anything. They have no use. The senators from Labour Party are of no use. So it is now. If you have to come, is that kind of will that system change?
Those guys just keep quiet, just to collect their own share.
Those people are there now, and you push this issue now that you want the constitution to be changed. Are those people that you tell to push this draft over to the senators?
Okay, let me ask you, Omosola. If you born Pikin for inside bush and you never see city, if you can't go city, what you go be in reaction?
You go shout now.
Now your senator don't they shout so.
Now, see, now the law fish out again. Now, when the side village, you carry them come side center, they come town, see life. Who like suffer?
See, the thing still bound on the thing still bound on the system. The thing we they talk, I don't really understand that. You see, the system now go give birth. Let me say this thing so that I go catch him. If I don't catch him, I will go there with you now. The system, it will give birth to an independent body that will be back constitutionally to go after the perpetrators that want to bring down a federation. The judiciary will have their body of benchers that will bring forth their nominee, not the federal government will bring nominee for them as Supreme Court head. Because we are African, we are different. We need to do something that is different from other people so that because we have one way, one thing in as an African man. If you give us 1 billion, we will mess up.
Black Panther, you know, before this Buhari left, it was Tinubu that nominated this chief justice or so. So it is it's still the same boils down on same greed I'm talking about, selfishness. It is for me, not for the they are doing it for themselves, not for Nigerians. The day you get a head that thinks about the Nigerian people, he will do everything to make sure that everything works for Nigeria. That's once he does that, and EFCC is working, everybody is working the way they're supposed to work. You will see everybody that is stealing money will stop, and they start arresting those who have stolen money and putting them in a special jail.
It not go happen. It not go happen.
It can't happen because all of us are thieves.
But
it not go happen. I want
know.
That matter, you don't hear this. You don't hear this guy music. Naramali. All of us are thieves.
That day, Naya won't know. You never tell me that day.
That day,
make it tell us.
See, the day that you have that kind of government is the day Nigerians will vote, and their vote will count. And people like Peter Obi is.
You have just told me that it's not going to happen.
Can I ask a question?
How can it happen when you have
going to be your senator, your
can I ask a question? Can I just ask an open question? If all systems can be corrupted by human beings, why are some more functional than others?
You said come again.
If all systems and nations can be corrupted by human beings, why are some more functional than others?
Okay, if all systems, I didn't say
they also have their own problem.
Wait.
All systems, if all of them can be corrupted.
See what you're saying now. You're in the UK. I came into this country some years back, and all the crazy things I see in Nigeria, I have not seen it here. Number one-way driving against the traffic.
There's so much noise coming from your end.
Wait. I'm crossing the road there, and I'm crossing the road as if I'm crossing Nigeria. I'm looking left and right on just one-way traffic. It's just because of the way I have known how to cross the road.
Of course.
Now, I am in a country where people behave and do things right. I know what to do at the right time. If the system in Nigeria is still the same way it is, and you have the right people at the right places, your police chief is straight, army chief is straight, his head is correct, your president is working well, your governors are imitating the president to do the right things, everybody will
but they are not straight. You see, that's the question I asked.
Now
they are also corrupt here. They are not straight here. They are tribal. They do all those things here too.
Yes. The problem now is that the only opportunity to straighten out things in Nigeria, we are about losing it, because if Putobi had gotten there, their main things will change.
You are not answering the question. It is why
you are not answering the question now.
You need to head for the question. The question I asked was,
tell her the question again.
If all societies can be corrupted by human beings, because it is clear that societies get corrupted by human beings, almost every single one of them, why is it that some of them still remain functional while others are not?
Have you heard it now?
Strict laws now.
Can I answer it?
You see that I answered the question.
Okay. Tunaja, that's a very beautiful question. You see, the people corrupt people. And if you have a system, depending on how, I'm taking it from this part too, depending on how you put your system that conform with your own, you know, what you have, your people. If you have a system like what we have now, we'll keep on getting corrupt. But if you have a system where we sign an agreement, then we create an independent structures that system produces that we agree on. I think the orientation, we start from there and we start, because this thing needs, hold on. We need to reorientate the people itself, putting in another culture that will make them do things right. Remember when Buhari was there in power before? He said war against indiscipline. When he started that thing, people started changing gradually. That was a very big effect. If he had stayed longer, Nigeria would have changed, and our mindset would have been running, at least would have had our corruption rate would have been lesser, because discipline was being installed in the people by the military.
Can I interject you? Okay, so now, for example, you live in the United States. I know you heard about a senator that was expelled from the House, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Now, if there was no system in place to check him, I put on my ex handle. If this guy was in Nigeria, they would have given him a chieftaincy title.
Yes.
The former president of the United States of America, you may say it's politics, was taken to court. If he was in Nigeria, they would have given him maybe Amadio chieftaincy title, or maybe second to one of the Oba in Yoruba land.
You're right.
Okay, now the former senator in Nigeria, Ekwe Remadu, is in prison in UK.
Well, you are describing what is going on in Nigeria. The question is different.
Hold on, sir. I'm going somewhere.
Before you finish, let me drop this one for you.
No, let him finish now. I may not forget.
Yeah, I'm not gonna finish.
No, go ahead and drop it.
What I'm saying is, it's not simple. The problem Nigeria is having is, it is my father. I'm giving my father's word. If everybody is doing the wrong thing, must you do the wrong thing.
God bless you, sir. So now,
will be many years ago. If everybody is, because I'll tell him, Daddy, I want this, but everybody in my class has it. It tells you, are you everybody? If everybody is doing the wrong thing, must you do the wrong thing?
Mr. Moshala, it is not far from us. We have been able to see this year's election has revealed to us what truly our problem is. You talk about the system. INEC said, and I quote, through the Electoral Act, that beavers are going to be the game changer. Nigerians did everything. They played by the rule that the system created. The people that created the system are now the one that switched up beavers, because they saw that competence, character, honesty, integrity, as enshrined in our national anthem and in our pledge, is winning against corruption.
You are being nationalistic.
My brother.
You are being nationalistic.
Whether nationalistic.
You know why I say so?
Have you read
the INEC list?
Hold on, Black Panther.
Let me drop it for you. Black Panther, look at
this.
Hold on,
Black Panther. Whether nationalistic.
You know the INEC law. You know the INEC law.
No, I don't know.
Sorry, guys. Let me attempt to answer Tunaja's question. Tunaja, I believe that in every system of this world, or in any nation of this world, there's corruption. There's always corruption. But any civilized society and a society and civilized and advanced societies. You understand? For instance, China is an advanced society, but it is not part of a civilized world. If you want to know, so any advanced and civilized society like the UK, the US, Sweden, Norway, some of these European countries have what you call law guiding the conduct of the society. It is on these laws that institutions are built, and these institutions are independent of one another, and they have carried this culture on and on and on and on, and they know that this is fundamental and germane to the survival of their society, the rule of law. So,
Mr. Lumide, Mr.
yeah,
Lumide,
Did he just call China
as you said now,
uncivilized?
you know that,
yeah,
you know,
China
hold on,
is
sir,
an
hold on,
advanced
hold
Oh
on,
my
sir.
country,
God.
but
Do
China
you know
is
that
not a
in
civilized
China,
society.
Oh my
Because
God.
a
China,
civilized society is a society that treats their people with dignity.
Oh my
Whatever
God.
they do, they put the interest of their people at heart. China
No,
treats its people with less than human
no,
dignity.
that is not
There are even
civilized. A
there are even
civilized
sections of
society
the
is a
country called the
civilization.
Uyghurs. They are largely Muslim population in China, the Uyghurs.
So a
They treat them
civilization
like
always
slaves.
has to hold on. A civilization has to treat their people with all due respect more than other people.
A
China
civilized
lifted.
society has only one definition. You treat your people with respect
No,
and dignity.
actually, no,
You
no,
understand?
not really.
Like
No,
what
no.
Lagos State is doing, what Lagos
A
State is
civilized
doing,
society is a
is
civilization.
destroying buildings is uncivilized. They don't do that in a civilized world. You are not even holding the government who approved those buildings responsible,
Oh
and you
my
are
man.
destroying these people's building. You have not invested. See, optics matters. So even before you go ahead to destroy the buildings, who are those government
Are you
parasitals,
talking about the
corrupt
civilized? Hold
officials
on,
that were
hold on.
responsible for approving it?
Olumide, are you
Yes.
talking about the civilized society that just sanctioned the killing of almost 5,000 children within 2 months?
Who is that?
Are you talking about civilized, the so-called Western societies that you are calling this
Which one?
civilized?
Mention it. Don't be afraid to mention one.
Israel and America, that America backing Israel to
It is
destroy the
war. This
lives
is
of
war, my
more than
brother. This is
5,000. But
war.
that is
This
civilization
is
for you
war.
now. They are
Hamas,
violating
the
their own
Arab force should
rules.
call
Oh my
Hamas
God,
to
this guy,
order.
they are violating their
Call
own rules.
call
The
your
so-called
children to
civilization
call your
you're
stubborn
referring
kids to
to.
order.
Oh
When you
my
go to
God.
fight war,
What?
call
See,
your
this is
Arab world, call Hamas
he
to
wants
order.
he wants to start
Israel
shouting.
was sitting down quietly in their on a Sunday
Like I
morning,
said,
October 7th,
you can be
and they were
irrational all
attacked.
you want.
Harmless people were attacked and
Logic
kidnapped.
remains the same. You can
You
be
understand?
rational all you
That
want,
is
be
war.
emotional all you want. It's not going to matter.
They brought it upon themselves. I'm not emotional. I'm telling you
Of
facts.
course,
You understand? They brought it
they brought
upon
it upon
themselves.
themselves, but they don't.
Nigeria is an
The
uncivilized
so-called
society
civilized
where
people are not following their
they
own
cannot
civilized
protect their
rules.
own very citizens. In Benue, in
See, I just
southern
challenged
Kaduna,
one
in
statement you
Jos,
made
people
that
are
is
hacked down
completely
every day
false.
with machetes, with AK-47 that even the state
You're
themselves
calling
don't
these people
carry.
civilized.
You
Yeah,
understand? That is an
you don't know what
uncivilized shithole
civilization
country. It's
means.
a shithole.
When
And this
China
same
was
army
living
officer and
safe,
this same chief of staff is
let
coming
me leave it,
about
carry on anyway.
coming to the National
He likes
Assembly
this.
to say that they want to extradite Simon Ekpa.
Samuel Ekpa,
When there is war
Mr. Lumide,
on their doorstep in
that
Borno
was their
State.
intention. That was their intention all this while. They were only looking for an avenue, but that guy should be ashamed of himself. There is
Tinubu has been
terrorist
here
band.
for 6 months now. He
There
can't even keep
are
peace
terrorist
anywhere
bandits
in the
in
country. He
Zamfara.
can't keep peace in Benue. He can't keep peace
In
in Borno.
fact,
You
in
understand?
Plateau, in
He can't
Plateau,
keep
in
peace
Jos,
in Jos.
in
People
Jos,
they
in
are talking
Jos.
about one Nigeria. How much more
Man,
one
You
Nigeria
people
are we
are
going to build?
anarchists. People like you see,
When
when
people
you
get
man,
talk
hacked
like
down
an
every day.
anarchist, you won't even let anybody talk. You talk like an anarchist. You are saying that the security
do
official cannot say,
Naija.
"Oh my
It
God,
is
What
can
Mr.
people
you
Lumide is
who
hold
don't
saying,
on,
want
what
to
please?
be
Mr.
Let's
told
not
Lumide is
that
start.
saying
are
is just
anarchists.
Let's not start
is a
shouting.
simple truth.
Hold
It is
on,
simple
hold
truth.
on, hold on,
Oh no,
hold
no,
on.
no, hold on,
Can I
Naija.
finish what I'm saying? I was
Hold on,
talking,
sir.
you interrupted me, and now you're asking me to hold on. What kind of attitude is
But
this?
I never talk this now.
Let
I
me
never talk
finish
this
and then
now.
talk. I will let
Nobody
you
should
talk.
lose their temper.
I'm not
Nobody
going to
I
should
go
lose
never
their
talk
on.
temper.
this now. Do
You're
Naija.
just being rude. You're just being rude. You just have to
No,
allow
do
somebody talk.
Naija.
I will
Nobody is
stop
supposed to you
talking.
here now. You know
I
I
will
never
stop
talk this,
talking
right?
now. I will stop
Okay,
talking. Let me let you make it.
Go ahead.
Because of what Lumide said, the security official said somebody was destabilizing the southeast and causing loss of life. People are actually losing their life because of that instability. and you are telling that he should not even worry about that.
Why did you not give us report about those destabilizing the north? Those killing and hacking
My
people down in
brother,
Benue,
to
hacking people down
Nigeria.
in southern
That was
Kaduna.
not all his speech. That was not all his speech. It was
Really?
all his
Really?
speech.
Really? What
Yeah.
statement? What statement? What statement did that guy made about about El Rufai in Southern Kaduna?
Oh my God.
Or the
No,
or
it's a
the
question
headsmen.
now.
Don't worry now. You should,
They
if you
can't
come here
even
and stop
mention
all the
they can't even
Erufai is
mention
not
headsmen.
created to say they should go and start attacking people.
What statement did he
Everybody
make
knows
about the people in Plateau? In Plateau, I mean, fight in Plateau.
play too. They talk about all this is all the time. I don't know where you are not
Yeah,
seeing them. They talk about this all the
where? Tell me.
yeah. In
Where?
wherever he is, I don't know where he
To
is.
Naija. See,
Tell me
one
news.
thing is,
Who you
Olumide
dey
has said
ask?
it
Is
earlier.
it
One thing is,
Boko Haram man? Who you dey ask? The Boko
no
Haram Fulani?
Sometimes I
no
think
matter
people
how
too
much they
serious,
pay
like you're
you,
serious about your country. Sometimes you act as if
you
you're
go spend
serious
that
about
money
your
finish. Oh,
but you're
you
not.
go spend that money finish one day.
Many of you are not
No
serious
matter how
about
much
the
you
country.
pay
You just
you,
act as if
you
you
go
are
finish the
serious.
money one day.
These are the entertainment for you.
Chunaja, let me tell you, Chunaja, let me say one thing that I agree with you. I agree with you in one area, and that is very strategic. But before we can do that thing, because if you do that thing now, somebody's going to hijack it. You know the area?
What is it?
Chunaja, you know the area?
No, I don't.
The area is security. I am very skeptical and I'm very fearful concerning that area, because if you do it now with all these longer throat politicians, they will use it against us and try to do that thing they nearly did to Niger Republic. That is the reason. Because if you put power for that their hand, as the power is on the supreme man on that seat, with all the money where they come, where if you take money, can write check anytime without anybody approval, then we are in trouble. That is what I'm saying.
My
But
thinking is
we
that
need it at a long run.
you just need to recruit people. When you are recruiting people, they are going to have to pay them now. So let them see the money. Because once you recruit people and they have to get paid, the money they are going to steal will have to get less now. Because if you're about to steal the money and you haven't paid soldiers, they will going to come for you.
That is what I'm saying now. That's why I'm scared. I'm scared because of that. You not
How have
that,
we managed the ones that were recruited to Nigeria?
You are not see the one. If you recruit, let me give you a more plain example. If you are suffering from some kind of illness that requires 2 tablets and you take half, it's not. You are not going to say how are we treated the ones that you taking. You're going to say it's not the prescription that is required is not there. That's the problem, and the nation is losing a lot
How
of money.
can actually cure you? It's just that sometimes some pharmacists wants to make.
Oh my God, spoken like a true Nigerian. How can actually cure you? See this thing. See if that 50 billion that we are losing in economic activity, if we're using that to pay some of those soldiers, which is not even going to be up to a billion their salary per annum, it's not even up to $1 billion. If you can use that to pay them, you can do better to secure the country, and the rules, obviously, according to the way things work, that the rules will start getting enforced. Jesus Christ, Olumide, come on. Why do you always unmute it? You know you have a lot of noise going on in the background. So if you put your security infrastructure in place, now the gains are going to start increasing. You're going to start saving that money, using it to pay this thing. Then Nigerians will start returning, investing in Nigeria, building, and people will to attract other people to come into the country. Our tourist sector, you can actually build it. Our people can go out at night not feeling like they are unsafe. Farmers, the gains is just exponential. And I don't know why our president thinks it's a priority to go and start begging people to come into the country to come and this thing invest. You don't need people to come into the country. They will come. Nigerians will come back to come and invest in their country and build if they feel safe in their country. Look at Ghana, how safe Ghana is compared to Nigeria. That's all you need to do. You don't need, it's not rocket science. And there is signs that this government, they are looking to do something. They want to recruit a lot of police officers, from what I gather. Until I see it, I won't believe it. Until I see that government refinery working, I won't believe it. Until I see Port Harcourt refinery working, I won't believe it. So, but that said, that is that. But the question I asked, nobody's truly answered it. And this is the thing. And that question I will be repeating until people still start thinking deeply and finding out.
Wait, now, wait. I also wanted to say something about your question. Don't conclude.
Okay.
So, but you see, one thing I can tell you for a fact is you have societies, whether it's in Europe or in Asia or even Africa, wherever, like, for example, you can use Rwanda as an example in Africa, or Botswana. So it is called, what is it called? It's conscious efforts and patriotism that is led by their leaders. Because at the end of the day, you might say, oh, the people. The leaders have to show a good example. But at the same time, patriotism, like for example, if you go to, I think at some point I started thinking to myself that is it like, what exactly is wrong with Africa? Because as much as I would want to point at the, the colonialists or the neo-colonialists and all these people, we have to look inward. You like talking about security and soldiers and all that and all that. In a way, the fact that you don't have too much, a very strong military, in a way, is also not making you a target. Are you seeing what's happening? Once in a while, you hear all these wars going on in the Middle East, in some Asian countries, or like look at what happened to Venezuela. So my point is, what of the one you can control? Let's talk. There's no military you want to develop right now that will allow that NATO or the world will allow you to have a nuclear weapon, for example. So the one you can control, which is economic and infrastructural development of your people, who is stopping you? So sometimes we have to tell ourselves the truth. You want to build road that will benefit your people. You want to make sure everywhere is started and all your drainages are working. Is it your enemy, your so-called enemy from I don't know,
God bless you, God bless you, Mr. SCGD.
That will come and tell you, no, don't do that road, because you people have to remain poor. No. So we are lying to ourselves a lot of the time. I'm not doubting that we don't have that long, whatever kind of perceived enmity with some people from somewhere. Yes, it might be there. Everybody has. Guess what? Everybody has. Up till tomorrow, China and US don't see eye to eye. North Korea, everybody has. Your own Africans, we are just, I think most of the time we are just crying for nothing. When everybody have, nobody will love you. Don't expect people to love you, but do what you can do for yourself. The fact that China has very serious issues with the West, has it stopped them from advancing economically and developing,
or even making a trade with them?
I think we usually tell ourselves those things. I think we are making
for example, sir. Can I say something? For example,
you come in.
As much as Donald Trump was wanting to remain in power, the system did not allow him to do so. That you must follow the due process. So, like you said, your own people don't have that political willpower to do things good for their people. They think about themselves. Imagine a senator, your brother is kidnapped. They kidnap your brother, and they only ask you they said, bring 3 million. You said you only 3 million that you get. The Senate bank should go and look for the money. When they didn't kidnap your brother at the bank, or when he was at work, that tells you the evil that reside in the heart of these people.
Oh my! Please, let's move this conversation to where the question was coming from.
No. I've been saying you keep on. Before this show is this session is over, I'm sure you will talk about security and military numbers and all that. It's fine. We need all that. Nobody's arguing. But Nobody, there's no group anywhere in this world, no country anywhere in this world that is totally loved by every other region of the world or countries of the world. So it's our case in Africa is not unique to Africa. But has it stopped those people from
Actually,
advancing, from developing their country?
actually, it's almost unique to our
I
African
think
sub-region.
my my
Well,
crack my
mm.
crack on that question is, despite the fact that corruption is everywhere, yet some countries do better than the others. It depends on so many variables. Number one, the law that is operative in the country. A traffic offense you commit in UK, the way they will handle it is not the way a traffic offense in Nigeria. Here you can bribe if they are told that you have despite their corruption, but they can't take bribe from you just to make you get you off the hook. In Nigeria, you might decide to give bribe and they let you go. So that is the reason for one of them. Then secondly, apart from the law they operate, the people operating it. There are things somebody might say no, but there are in Nigeria, for instance, stealing natural resources, our crude oil. You can never tell me that Nigerians are not in collusion. But here, I don't think you can come and steal their natural resources, they collude to sell it. I doubt it. So there are corruption quite well, but it depends on the law that is prevalent in any country and then the people operating it. That is what makes the difference. If Nigerians can, that's why when people say, oh, there is corruption in America, there is in UK, let us have the version, the type that, let us be as corrupt as the British people here. Let us be, so that let us swap. Let them be our own type of corruption. They will become their own. Because in their own, yes, there is, but relatively, it doesn't bog the system down. The system works. As I'm talking to you, hospital is open 24 hours. Any ambulance are still moving this night. If you sometimes you hear the siren. Education, you can never hear that teachers, even if they should go on, their strike is like a child's play, because in the end, it's just like a day this and they go through it, they do for it. I've never seen their soldier on the street, yet they keep the country safe. Even the
The
police,
question I asked was, you are also describing to an extent a symptom. Why is it that their own corruption is measured and their society is still functional?
that's what
What
I'm telling
makes
you.
them that way?
Let me help. Let me help. Let me help. Let me.
The people, I mean, you know this now.
TM.
The people that I've given you example, the people that operate it, one, if you bring,
So you
let me
mean the
tell you,
human beings that are also corrupt are able to
TM.
decide that we
To
shouldn't be
Nigeria,
this
let me
corrupt?
help you out.
no,
To Nigeria, you're in the
okay.
UK. To Nigeria,
Let me
you're in
allow,
the
let me
UK.
allow a motion.
TM is in the UK. A civil servant in Nigeria earns average salary of 30,000, 35,000. He's going to work for the government for the next 30 years. By the time he's 30 years completing his service here, maybe he rises up to at least a good position. He does not have a house. He has not bought a land. And he stays on a salary judiciously. How on earth will somebody like that will be brought a bribe of 30 million and won't collect it, and next time they bring again, will keep collecting? The system is not working because we are all thieves. It's only in Nigeria somebody that is rude. You are level 12.
Or
You are
you
buying
get a
a house.
policeman. You
We
get a
can't all
policeman
be
that is not well
thieves.
paid. You go and
What
buy
does
his
it
own
It's the
mean
vehicle.
truth
we are
now.
all thieves?
See, to
We can't
Nigeria,
all be
let's be
thieves.
real. To Nigeria, let's be real.
Not
Let us be
everybody's
real.
qualified to be
You
To
know,
thieves.
Nigeria, let's be real. Let us be real.
you
You
know
are
what
a
shall I
civil
say to
servant. You wish to buy
contrast?
a car. You will save for two how many years before you buy a car? When you know it's possible for you to get a car and pay it for the next 3-4 years.
Mhm.
It is this country that I came in. The phone I'm using, I'm still paying for it. It's 2 years now, and the phone is still working. The phone, if I was to buy that phone in Nigeria, I would have spent like 200,000 to buy the phone. How much would have been my salary in Nigeria? The way we behave is the system is one that's making people corrupt. Number one, because you can't tell me as a civil servant I'm working. I wish my children are okay. It's okay. Don't have too much children. I have only 2 children, 2 child. I'm living in a rented apartment, and I'm working for that place for the next 30 years. And after 30 years, I can't boast of a land, not talk of the house.
Yeah, but you are still describing. See, I think
TM,
it's funny how we describe symptoms,
to
but we
Nigeria.
don't describe why.
See, the system is built on corruption. Because why? Everybody is a thief in Nigeria. Everybody. You wake up, a small child wakes up. He's
No,
just finished.
now, my brother.
Wait. He has just finished secondary school.
We are
He's thinking
all
of buying a
not
car.
Okay,
Please,
okay.
not everybody.
No. In CBD
Now, the
and
truth I tell you,
no, wait,
is the truth.
don't lose your line of thought. In CBD, if you disagree with what Omoshola said, name one person in Nigeria who is not a thief.
My family people.
Hold on, sir. Okay, now this election that was just over, Madam Elena Oti was part of the system, right?
Yes.
They took her to Abuja. Madam Elena Oti said, and I quote, "The woman in me and the God I serve will not allow me to change the will of the people." They took her to Abuja. Allegedly, she was giving maybe 30 million, maybe naira or US dollars. She said, "No, sir, I will not do this against the people." Elena Oti, she's still in Nigeria. Elena Oti, I can say on this channel, she's not corrupt.
There are many people like that.
No. Like
I said,
we're not talking of
everybody is
corrupt.
doing the wrong thing.
No.
Does not mean I must do the wrong thing.
Give us a mandate. That is not the question. We're not talking of who is corrupt or not. We say who is not a thief. A thief now different from
exactly. You think if they try to bribe Tinubu with $50 million, he was going to take it when he was going for presidency. He's not going to take it.
I was browsing the internet yesterday, and I stumbled into one project in Abuja, a real estate project. All those buildings cost money. Now, if you look at those buildings now, it's very beautiful. Who is buying it? All these senators that don't buying it. All these commissioners, all this one in government. You understand? The first house I stayed when I was living in Abuja, my boss paid them 3 million. I think 3 million the first year.
Why are you moving story from one story to another? We are
no, it's not story. It's not story. I'll give you an example now. The following year, we're meant to pay 5 million. My boss said you can't pay again. We have to go to a new place. Guess who owned the house? One of the permanent secretary in one of the parastatals in Abuja owns the building. Where did he get money to buy the house as a permanent secretary? And that's not only one. He has more than one. Where did he get the money? If it's not thief, because the system does not help you grow. You earn salary. You cannot say, let me save such amount somewhere. Where can you save in this kind of government when fuel has gone up? There's no hope for any Nigeria there. You want to buy a car, it's cash and carry. Nobody buys pay later.
These things weren't like this before. Like all these
yes.
things, like you say cash
but
and
because
carry.
they're stealing so much money.
If you listen, this thing weren't like this before in Nigeria. They said in those days, there's this
in those days.
Lagos Building Society gives mortgage. Nigerian Students Loan Board, the one in Alaka area of Lagos. Then you have, say banks like Union Bank in those days or Barclays, they call them. You say if you go there as a student, you can collect when you finish free quick and this thing. You get a job in a big city. You come and take money, rent a flat, give them the address where it is, and then gradually, as you pay money, you open an account. They be taking whether it's 10 naira every month. I've forgotten. So gradually you will pay it back. There were things where that's why sometimes when people, if we want to trace where the rain start to beat us, it cannot be far-fetched. But things weren't like this before. If you listen to those people, okay, like if you're a fresh graduate, a young graduate after your youth service, they give you a Peugeot 504 car loan. You'll be paying gradually, just like the way they do here if you want to get on higher purchase. So that is the thing. Life we are relatively,
the thing I see
you can rock life for 2-3 years as a young graduate before you talk of marriage because you get your car, you get your this thing. But
you see why people are struggling to answer that question.
You now see the reason why.
Can I say something and people stop interrupting? Jesus Christ. You all have been talking story.
Please,
The reason why
please,
people
just
are
say that
struggling,
you have your own answer. Don't say nobody answered you.
they didn't answer it.
You
That's my
have your
point.
answer.
I have my own answer that nobody answered. And the answer they are giving is basically describing what is happening in the country. They are not asking why other nations have similar traits as we do, but yet they still are functional. That is because the systems that were put in place were put to protect them against their worst instincts. And first of it is their national security policies that they put in place. If you put that in place, it's going to mean that your system cannot be compromised so that you will not have enough resources to get around. Secondly, then they institute a level of nationalism to an extent. No, not all nations even endorse that. In the UK, it's not very nationalistic, but yet they are still coherent. It tells you that the one that is more paramount is the security aspect. Another example I will give you on this that is actually very relevant is when the Soviet Union fell. The Russian economy was basically being run by the oligarchs and media. And they say about 70% was being controlled by them. And within 4 years of Putin coming to office and wanting to restore the system was bounced back again. This is the question that you have to ask yourself: why? Why is that they found it so easy to come back? Nigeria's economy is not being controlled by mafia. 70% of it is not being controlled by bandits or anything. But yet, it was like that in Russia once. And yet, they were able to bounce back in 4 years. It tells you that
Can I ask you a
aspect is the
question?
most important aspect that they have in place. Because the nation was secure, they can't compromise them once you have a good leader in place. Please go ahead.
Do you have a master's or some kind of specialty in security?
I don't have any specialty in this thing. What I have is deductive reasoning. What I have is deductive reasoning because oh God.
What are you talking of? Where places are corrupt?
I don't know, man.
Others are doing better than others.
All you are saying now is you want to tell me now that an average Nigerian is comfortable. He goes to work, he can pay his rent, he can pay his school fees.
Why
have control of the mic to mute this guy. It's crazy. He does that on
Make it stop the killing.
He does that on Dr. Damages too. It's just crazy.
Only
And that is really concerning because this is a very, very serious topic. And look at how he's laughing. I don't know what this man represents, but something is wrong with him. For me, this is a very, very serious stuff. Hold on. There are certain things I forgive. There are certain things I forgive. I will not forgive you at this point when you are behaving like this because I consider this very, very serious. Our people's lives are at stake here. You can't just be laughing at things like that. I'm giving you a congruent example that you cannot dispute and you just start laughing. What is wrong with you? I don't understand you. These are serious matters here. And this is when I tell you that these things matter. I'm not
taking you serious now. I said take it to Tinubu.
The example I gave you, I didn't even include. Can you just that this guy? Nobody can beat him. But don't worry. Don't worry. I will ask the same question tomorrow on a panel that you cannot control and laugh like a jackass. The thing is, if you have, I didn't bring Machiavelli into it because the examples told the story for himself. I didn't know anything about Machiavelli until about 3 weeks ago. And he too went on and said, if you have this one in place, your laws will follow. Your laws will become stronger and better for it. The reason why he said that was because of what I saw happen in Russia. Nobody told me, I didn't read it. I saw it because I was growing up during that period in Nigeria. You know, Nigeria, there was a time when satellite TV was showing up everywhere. So CNN was on in the 90s. We saw the fall of the Soviet Union. We saw how Boris Yeltsin was going to America begging them money, otherwise he would sell their nuclear technology so that they would give him money. And Russia was treated as a third-rate nation. They were literally saying it on CNN. And I heard them. I said, how can you be calling a nation that is a nuclear power a third-rate nation? Within 4 years of Putin coming to office, Russia was back. Like nothing happened. But how is it our country is still struggling till now? How is that many countries in Africa are still struggling and these people were so able to recover quickly? You have to ask yourself deductive questions. I was able to ask that question a long time ago. Some people are still struggling with it, even at this age. when I saw that, I said, this is it tells you what matters most. Societies.
No, to Niger. The answer you gave, you said the question, you marked yourself, you score yourself excellent. To me, no, that is me mark. Yes, that is what you did now.
No, because I gave examples. No, I didn't mark myself. I gave examples.
No. Except, listen now. After all,
If
you
you
said
dispute the examples, give me your reason why it's wrong.
Let me tell you. As far as I know, I believe the first aspect, corruption is everywhere in the world. Yet, some countries are doing better than others by every imagination or by every measurement. I agree. Now, they are causing what caused it. There are a lot of things that can cause it. It depends on the society again, because some society might be homogeneous, some might be heterogeneous. Nigeria is a complex system. If you bring anthropology into it, it can contribute why people are not being like a disticker. It doesn't concern me. We can do it.
But do you have evidence?
Why is
I quoted evidence. Even Machiavelli said the same thing.
Even something like let me say, okay, one might say, what we consider corruption in Nigeria, somebody might not say, you don't need to die for it. But do it in Japan. Is it Japan they commit suicide or they kill you or something, they buy you or something like that? Is it China? So that is to tell you the extent they are going to tolerate it. So you see, that's why I say the people, it depends on the law that is in the country. In our own country, you have to go take into court, join. Before you know it, the person may get off the hook. But in some countries, maybe that's why China is doing better. If they dare find you to be corrupt, it's bye-bye to your family. So that is part of it.
Do you notice how strong China is?
These are reasons. No, but I'm trying to tell you what the person does. I'm not going beyond the person that committed it. It's just the person dealing. I'm using the law now, that the law they have against corruption, this is what it takes. Do you know that in Nigeria, our law against corruption does not say the moment they find you corrupt, then you lose your life. I don't think it said so. It might be you go to prison, and then before you get to that level, you know the way they delay it.
You are describing symptoms. You are not describing the reason why they were able to enforce any law.
I'm telling you, it's because of the law. That's what I'm saying. I'm just citing and saying it's because of the law against it. The law against corruption in Nigeria is different from the law against in China. It might be off you go, bye. That is the meaning. But in Nigeria,
America has less laws. There are many societies that don't even have death penalty. Nigeria has death penalty, but we don't even execute our prisoners.
But that death penalty, I don't think it's for corruption. I don't think if they find.
No, it's not for corruption. But even the ones we have about 3,000 to 4,000 convicts to death penalty that we have not carried out.
The question you ask borders on corruption, though there are corruption all over the world. Yet some countries are doing better than others.
No, it's not about corruption, it's about functional. That all of them are corrupt, are capable of being corrupt, but yet they are functional. They carry out their rules and they still are able to move forward as a nation.
I mean, the way you framed it, you mentioned the word corruption.
Yeah, true. I didn't mention corruption.
You mentioned corruption, and then some countries are doing better than others. Of course, it's true. Nobody can doubt that. Then we are not. Is the only the reason that what is responsible for some country doing better than another, that is where you are giving your own. I'm giving everybody can give it. So all these things is
you are saying is the law that they passed, but we have similar laws, but that doesn't, and there are nations that have even far more lenient law than Nigeria, but they are still well functional.
No. When I say law, insofar I can use that law as a factor to make a distinction between China and Nigeria. You should entertain the fact that
I've entertained it. That's why I've entertained it. But for it to be substantiated, you have to have it consistent in many other countries, and it's not.
If I search, okay, but insofar that this is different from Nigerian own, that's what I'm saying. Okay, maybe these people may say they pay you. This person may say you lose your job.
UK is more lenient with corruption, but yet it's less than in Nigeria. It's less, and it's more functional than Nigeria. So it's less. It's more lenient. What that tells you? This is what. Hold on. Let me just make it 15 seconds. That's why I keep talking about deductive reasoning. You have to look at, okay, this thing is not balanced. There's something missing here. Because others have more lenient this thing, yet they are still functional anyway. So it tells you that something more fundamental is missing.
Then you look at another factor now. It depends on, okay, what of the people? The level of patriotism, I agree to that. Because that will have to come from your heart. They remember in Nigeria, because I think who was Omoshla? I think Omoshla was person talking about how much you are paid. Why can't, if they pay you so amount and then they bring bribe, why can't you take it? You see, there's something I believe in. If you remunerate somebody very well, you put the person in a position that when you are punishing the person morally, or at least that is I mean, people will see that yes, you are not doing the right thing. I mean, you are doing the right thing. You can't pay somebody a minimum wage like that. Not that is justified. I'm not trying to justify corruption, but you can't pay somebody something that is not even a living wage, and the person spend the entire day working. By the time he gets home, he's tired. Assuming that salary is for part time, you might say you still have other time to go and work somewhere and make more money. But that person will waste the entire time with you in one establishment. In the end, your take home, you can't live with it. I mean, that is, although somebody might say, why can't the person resign and go somewhere else? Well, if the person resigns and goes somewhere else, somebody else is coming. By the way, if you keep somebody on a low salary and the person is still being loyal, working, you ask yourself, if there is nothing that the person is doing, if the person is not practicing corruption that I do not know of, how can somebody live on this? Yes, you can just, by introspection, you can say, can it be possible?
And see him, and they will see you them 6 months salary, and they'll still come to work.
Yeah, yes, in Nigeria, in Nigeria, they say they're owing them 13 months, but they pay through. I said, so 13 months they're coming to work. No wonder nothing is working.
Thank
in
you,
that.
CN. Thank you, CN.
Anything
In
you
fact,
bring, anything you bring in, because that is what they call common sense. Because when you look at it, you now ask yourself, they are owing you. Instead of you to go and be doing part-time business somewhere and forget about the job, you are still coming every day. You report. There must be something.
that's why we say, CM, that's why we say that society is not civilized. If it's a civilized society, how can you be owing people 6 months,
Oh
8,
my
10
God!
months salary?
Stop using flippant terms like that. You can't just say it's so civilized.
It's not the issue of being
How can you owe people 10 months salary, 8 months salary? Why do you want them to?
Hey, listen to me now. Listen to me.
Yeah, when the media gets into this mode, I don't know what he goes into his. I don't know what he goes into inside his chemist and takes something. Then he just starts going to this laughter mode.
Put your camera. Let's know what you're doing, so that
he's going into the chemist to take something.
We can report police if you are not, because all this you're laughing. Let's say you take laughing gas.
Something's not right.
You know laughing gas. The nitrogen
Mr. Lumini, let's be sincere. They have not paid you. You are working in an organization and they have not paid you for 6 months. And you don't go to the work, you don't have any other work you are doing. You don't have any other business. Don't compare Nigeria with foreign countries where you can leave this work today and in 3 months you get another one. If you leave that work, I bet you 20 people are waiting for that same work that they are not paying salary. That's the kind of country that place is. And that's why corruption can never live there. I have dropped it here. I said, if you make things easy,
what I want you as an employer, I know, I want you to look at it this way. Don't it occur to you that you are owing these people and they are coming to work every day? Where do they get the money? You should be asking.
Sorry, the Niger Patriot say whether I don't know anything about Nigeria. I don't know, man. I've lived in Lagos, lived in the PH. I've been through all this. You say I don't know anything about Nigeria. What are you talking about?
They've not paid you. They've not paid you for 3 months. And you are working in maybe like a health sector, and your GM comes to the office and shares money, say, take, when I take the whole body, you can pay next month. See, the truth is, those people too are being owed salary, but they live on the money brought by the federal government to take care of that organization. That's why you go to an hospital, there's no drug, there's no equipment, because they are also living on it.
Is that the property?
They are also living on it. So the country will not work the way it is right now.
Let me read it. Let me just read this story. This guy says, Tunaga is mental. His head is full of cross ideas, leaving his mind in a deleted state of confusion and delusion. You know, you could have just used all those words to argue against one point that I made. It tells you that you don't have any point. That was Ray Aboa. Ray Aboa And Nigerian patriots said I'm not even in Nigeria, that he doesn't think I've lived in Nigeria before. If you use those words to dispute what I said, it would have embarrassed me more. Instead of just insulting people. It's to resort to insult, it tells you that they don't have any argument.
Why not come on the platform? Who is the person on the chat? Come on the platform, man.
Reabu always does that. He will go everywhere, insulting me left and right. And I still always acknowledge him. You're all right, you're all right. This is what they do. They just insult you constantly. They don't even get to engage with the argument. It's almost as if they have copy paste insults for people. No matter what you say, they'll just copy paste and insult you. That's the dispute one of the points that I made. Dispute one of the points that I made. Then I will respect that.
See, your point you have made, you said everything, and I can tell you, things can work in Nigeria if everybody is comfortable. If I go to work and you pay my salary on the 30th, and my salary comes on the 30th, and with my salary, I can pay my bills, pay everything, it will be very difficult for you to come to my office to come and bribe me because I'm comfortable.
Who told you that?
If I'm not comfortable,
how do you explain about those corruption and all the corruption of our House of Assembly?
That's what I'm saying now.
When they are being paid everything that is, they still go and steal anyway.
Two Naija wait. An average civil servant that is maybe secretary, if you find out where he's living in Malaba, aspect of his office.
I know.
He takes transport. But the ogas are living in city center there. They are living inside Abuja. They are the one that can afford rent of 3 million, 4 million. How much is their salary? And they go
now we are talking micro level issue, not on a macro level. See, what you are saying is accurate. When people go to work
if you
and
have
they don't
kind
get
of people,
good money,
how do you expect? He's been saying in Malaba, he comes to town to see good houses. Now, federal government, by the grace of God, they now say, let us build houses for our staff, and they build houses. The same person, secretary, will never get that house because his GM wants to buy 4 or 5. That's the problem we have.
Wow.
It filters into everything. It filters into everything. The decay will keep getting worse.
We are not contented what we have. That's the thing. If everybody is contented, you have been paid good salary.
Most people are not contented, even here in the West. It's just that there are systems to check it.
Forget the system.
You have to check excesses.
As much as you want to be paid good salary and you earn money. If your money you are earning should be able to take care of you and still have savings. But Nigeria, no matter what you earn, you can't have savings anywhere. You don't have savings.
You can have savings if you earn 500k now.
How many people earn 500k in Nigeria? How many people?
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying. But people are beginning to earn that now. So people that are not in oil are beginning to earn that.
Which civil servant earns that if it's not the GM?
No, not civil servants, now engineers. So people are beginning to earn that are not even in.
What are you saying? How many engineers do we have in Nigeria?
I know now there are very few that are earning that amount, but some university lecturers, some university professors
that are enjoying the money using evaluating the lifestyle of Nigerians. You have people that don't head up that amount.
See, you know where I sympathize with what you are saying. Like where some people earn 30,000, 40,000, 50,000, even 100,000 a month, and they have a family, and their bosses will come to work thinking that acting as if everything is fine, knowing full well that those people they have to find way to earn a living because it's not enough. And it's a serious problem in a country like that. And that's this is why that $50 billion we are losing every year could pay for some of all these salaries. The salaries they pay civil servants is not even that much, really, when you think about it. That 50 billion we are losing every year, why are they not so keen on getting it back? But that's me talking.
Well, your mic is off if you want to talk.
Don't worry now.
I just opened it now, but
he has finished eating now and settled down, settle the children down. Before this guy, man, he's got attitude, man.
He don't disappear. He wants to eat. He just gave him food. He wants to eat.
I think he mistakenly signed himself out. He's not crazy. He will come back in years now. He mistakenly signed himself out.
Like I said, if everybody is being paid good salary, everybody's okay. Nobody's complaining. We will not have corrupt people. It will be less. And if they catch you, it will be a shame because you are being paid. People work in office, you go there, you can if a civil servant gets a salary, he can save money, he can take loan to buy a car, buy land, pay his student school fees. But it's only a greedy one that will collect bribe. It's only a greedy one that will collect bribe.
Recently, to cut grass, I spent about, let me see how much I spent cutting the grass. About 50,000, no, 40,000, 60,000 naira to cut grass. That took about 2-3 days to do, and that is in Abuja. 60,000, that's what somebody earned in, and they were doing shakara on top of it. That it happened. They finished cutting the grass yesterday, and it started since last week, and it took us to chase them to come and even cut the grass. So it tells you that Nigerians, is not everybody that is going through the hell most people are thinking.
I agree. It's not people that's going to the
There may be quite a handful, but what I
some
want
job, there are some jobs they pay you high
you see,
because you can't do the job.
why is it? Omoshola, in paying salary, there are ways. That's why sometimes when you look at the way the Western world plan their economy or their system, you find out why. In Nigeria, let's just say primary school up to secondary is free and is very of high quality. No matter where, any part of Nigeria you are, is free. And then you make university education, even if it might not be free, but you can now have loan to pay. If you can't pay outright from your pocket, you can have loan to pay. There are why some of these things, when you put them in place, even healthcare to some extent is a bit free or almost. Then the salary you pay, people might not put more pressure that they are not paying that too much of a fat salary, because what would have taken the salary is being taken care of. Either these children, you have 2, 3, 4, 5 children, you don't pay school fees for them. Maybe when they are sick, the healthcare system is virtually free for them. And then the transportation again. There are certain things you put in. When you are not talking on salary, any amount, you find out that it doesn't really matter. You can live with it. Let's take the way Nigeria is now. If you pay somebody 150,000 naira, the person will still struggle a month. It may sound too much. Okay, let's say 200,000. The person will still struggle. You may say 200,000, he will still struggle. Just say you only have 2 kids in primary school, not secondary, and then you are renting a flat. You will still be struggling because the inflation is out of this world. And the government has not been anything to do. So that's why when they say our system is broken, there are a lot of things, because there are some. Do you know a policy government put in place is enough to change certain things? The money you take, okay, if you say how many Nigerians can earn 400,000 a month, it's not possible. It may just a few, maybe
Even
bank
200,000.
200. That is the thing. So when you look at it, you find that because over here, let me say like in the UK, I know that the salary nobody and will tell you that they still need more. But the fact that say you have kids, primary school is free. There are private schools, so but the public school is of standard. They cannot, because of the fact that maybe politicians can afford, if they have some money, or some millionaires can afford to put their children in public school, then they now make it to the like it is in Nigeria. Public school, nobody cares. If you like, go and start a private school with all the money that is involved. So when you look at it, and then health again, with the small tax you pay, you gain a lot from health care, even if it's not now, maybe if whether you are working on. So that sometimes when you look at this type of thing, you find out that on the basis, you just have to show some level of patriotism. And you cannot hear that the government will be talking about something that is things are not good, and you see them lavishing money. You know what makes people to even throw patriotism out of the window is look at what Nigeria is going through now. And look at a government will go and borrow money and start appropriate it for themselves, buying expensive cars. Even if you want to be patriotic, you will just shake your head. He said no. Buying it. Okay, now the primary system, the primary function of government is a security of life and property. Have they invested anything in that aspect? No. You are talking of comfort. How to use 15, how many billion to build a house for a vice president? Is that what is important? In which people there is insecurity. Why not tell me that you use it to retrain the police, or you move the armed forces from one end to the other? That's what we want to hear. Then you are building a house where the vice president is living now.
I was a bit shocked by El-Rufai the other day
Why?
when we were on. Sorry, let me just add this. When they were on Arise TV, not El-Rufai, Rufai Hosseini. I was quite shocked by him because somebody was presenting the budget of the Nigerian government and they talked about the security, this thing. It was like they said why the government is allowed to. Again, why the government is allowed to spend extra because Nigeria doesn't have any security challenge. That shocked me. I was like, is it serious? We have IDP camps, and he said Nigeria doesn't have any security challenge.
It's a slip of the tongue. Maybe
No. He insisted on that. I think he was too focused on querying Tinubu on why he spent extra money. He forgot that he was making a point that was quite compromising. Then the man told him, you saw the people that got kidnapped the other day. Our farmers can go to this thing. That is merited that they have to do these things to get our economy back in shape. And that was quite embarrassing for him to even go to that point of saying that you don't have security challenges. That was shocking for me. And he's a top media personality.
Let him go. Maybe he didn't know. I'm not making an excuse for him because to me it's not who would say that Nigeria does not have a security? I mean, with everybody in security.
He literally said that. He literally said we don't have any enemies, we don't have anything. I'm like,
in people all up and down the country, people are crying, you missing people, everything. I mean,
you wonder why he's not holding the government accountable for their security promise, because in his head that is not priority.
So like I'm saying before, this something like these are where government starts. Because sometimes when I look at it, the other day we were talking of say to police a country. I looked at it, I said, look, Nigeria should be talking of need. I don't believe in figures. What you see there is, how many do we need? 1 billion. You continue until you get to that, you saturate it. It's need. I don't believe in, because you may feel that 10 people are living in this area, but the level of, okay, let's say a small town, but the level of insecurity there is so much. Then you have to talk of need. It's not proportion of population to number. You talk of need. Do you need more than this? Yes. Why? You justify it. You put them there. After all, in the end, what people want is, if you do your primary duty as a government, but Nigerian government is just that they are interested in the welfare of those that are in power, and that is what annoys me. So I can't blame anybody who is not patriotic, particularly civil servants. How can a government be talking of building a house for a vice president? The one he's living, is he leaking? Are the roof leaking? No, it's true, because there are certain things. Nigeria is in an economic emergency mess, and you are talking of building 15 billion. What for what? Is it not 15 I had?
Yeah,
was it
15 billion?
15 billion. What type of
what type of
house?
Will share the money.
What is even 8 billion? What are you building? Is it not a human being that will live there? What are you building? They say they will refurbish the one in Lagos, so which means they are just like royal family that will be having houses every part of Nigeria where they will live. That is the annoying thing. For what? You don't need it. What you do is that you sit down and say, look, what is even your primary duty is this. Then, if that is your primary, have you done it? To be honest with you, Nigerian police is supposed to be one of the highest paid in Nigeria. If I have my way, please, but not with this type of level of training. That is, train them to be the best and pay them the highest. Then I hold them responsible that if I hear Kim anywhere, that person will just face the music and resign.
Yeah.
As simple as that. Because you have to do.
Half of Nigerian police go away for you to do something like that.
Exactly. But
there are people in that Nigerian police. There's no matter of training you give them. They can't change their lifestyle. We just say them like armed robbers that are just tired and enter police.
Okay, yeah, there's a way you ease them out, but you don't just because you don't leave a vacuum. In recruit, Nigerians are graduates every year from youth service. That is where you should give them the form at the youth service camp. Maybe 100,000 will like to join, but you screen them to the extent that maybe you end up with a 19,000 or 21,000. Fair enough. You pull them, then
See,
you continue
if you
again.
carry
Do
your
it. No, I'm
phone,
coming. You do it that way because what you are giving them is that the salary you are going to pay, people will know is high, so the attraction will be there. But because the salary is high, you screen them out from that 100, you may end up getting 19,000 or 17, and that 17 you put in, man, when you look at them, you say yes, something has come because that is what we need. That is, you pay them well and then hold them to account because their contract will even specify to them. They will look at it and say, yes, I don't see. Because you will tell them, look at how much you are earning relative to other members of the public service. So your own is deliberately made this. The risk involved in the job, and then we want you to do excellent job. I mean, if a company hire you and pay you high, I mean, let's put it this way. Manchester United is looking for a striker, and they bring you, say, Victor Osimhen goes there, and they say they sign a Victor Osimhen £450,000 a week. Do you think it's a small money? You have to perform, and they will tell you why. So Victor Osimhen will be stupid to be going nightclub every weekend and adding weight. They will sack you. All you need to do is that, yes, all you need to do is that you sit up. You know that, look, it's like I'm the highest paid here. Everything you from that money, you a psychologist with everybody because you know why you are giving that money. So if you bring police and tell them, look, don't think we don't know that this is how much they are paying your colleagues who is teaching at federal government college somewhere, or this man joined the Ministry of External Affairs. We know how much they are paid, but your own is like you are earning 2 times or maybe 1.8 times of it. You will see it. He said, we are paying you this because this is exactly what we want, and you sign the contract. I'm telling you, so many people can mess up, but the money is that government are interested in stealing it, maintaining themselves. That money they are using to build all these things, use it to reform our police. There must be difference. It's not just buying them, train them, make them realize that this is a job, that the money they are paid, they will live on it and they maintain them. They will give you the best. If they fail to give you, those that fail, then you show them the way. In that case, you are justified. Because I don't see the reason why they should be paid, why we should pay you so much, and in the end you don't perform. So you get away. That's how to reform it. I don't think any person any right thinking person will tell you that it's not good. Pay them well, but don't spend the money recklessly. Put it where it's supposed to be. Look at the police. They are the first line of defense or first line of call for to secure any country internally is the police. Every country you go to is the police. So maintain the police, make sure that the police is up to date in training, in equipment, and then in remuneration. These basic 3 things. Train them well, equip them with the modern gadgets. They should be able to operate it even where they are, and they should have that temperament that you're a police officer. People look upon you as a friend. Even if they see you in a marketplace, nobody will panic because you are there to help them. And then make sure that whatever you expected of you, you do it. Your salary is assured. The person will perform. Then you dare not mention bribery anymore. You dare not, because if you try it, you are out. If you try it, you'll be tried, and it will be written in your this thing, in what is it called, in your contract, that no court action. Just the moment they confirm you are corrupt and everything, from there you are going. There's no need to do it because they are paid well. You'll be told why you are giving such amount of money. They can't place you on minimum wage. You have a special scale. Because for you to even enter the police, it will be difficult. They train you. But I don't know why Nigerians we leave things like this and then it fester. Look at the level of insecurity everywhere. What police should be doing. You see army harassing people instead of the police. In every country, the police is what you see every day. You don't see the army. Yet they have military. But in Nigeria, the military take over the job of the police. You see military, you see army everywhere. It's not done. So
They don't have enough of them now. That's why they have to cover for police
that
too.
so you that's why I'm saying you recruit and train. I do. To be honest with you, I believe there are people that should aim more than other people. I believe
Mhm.
police should be one of them in Nigeria. They should be the top.
Yeah, especially
Even
when we need them so much.
you should, because look, because in the end the people are benefiting from you. That is why somebody can now have confidence that look, you ring the police, you before you know it, the police has landed.
And that is the strange thing. And there's nobody that truly championed these institutions in Nigeria before. No politician has said, you know what, our military, our police, we have to
Yes,
champion them.
that is the
Because
first thing you do. So
let,
that
let
so
me
that when
add one thing. Do you know the story of Napoleon Bonaparte? I just found out about the guy recently because he championed the country's military so much that even when he was defeated in a war and they put him on an island, he got back with 700 men, and the person in charge of the country sent a battalion, that's a large battalion, military troops, that's a lot of them, way outnumbering Napoleon's 700 soldiers, thousands upon thousands, to go and apprehend Napoleon for escaping from where they imprisoned him. And the military he sent over joined Napoleon. Then he sent another bigger one to join Napoleon again. He gave up and took off because Napoleon was championing them. I just found that out yesterday because he was championing the military. Because he was championing them, and he relies on, he knows how to command them. They were listening to him. They didn't care about what their leader was saying. And I wonder, why is that you don't have leaders like that in Nigeria championing these institutions? It actually makes you more powerful. Because when you are championing them, they will support you. Anybody that comes at you will come at them. They have to go through them. You see what I mean? And I don't understand it. And I think like many of the people now that want to bring Tinubu down, that is one of the ways if you want to bring him down. Except he does the right thing by them. If he doesn't, he will fall. Because they will, if you say you want their welfare, you want to increase their size, you want to they will take you seriously.
I can never expect something good coming because for obvious reasons. What tend to pain me most of the fact is that though Obasanjo said what he said, even before Obasanjo said it, Nigeria is ripe for peaceful protest. It's overripe for protest. I mean, you can't be ruling people like you're ruling sheep. Anything goes. People just keep quiet. For what? Meaning what? Look at hunger. And do you know I could have piped low if government is not making this reckless spending. I could have piped low. But in the midst of all this provocation, you see them doing money as if nothing. And the money you borrowed that will be paid back, using it to buy expensive jet, you buy yacht. Now you want to build a 15 billion house for a vice president. Where is that done? Do you know what 15 billion?
I understand the frustration, but the reason why I don't worry too much about that is because when I look at the entire budget itself, I dismiss the entire thing. And where do you start from? $27 billion. What is that? That is nothing. Nigeria spends, UK spends 400 billion on NHS alone. It's ridiculous.
But then the little you have, put it where it's needed, and not to look. Even with Nigerian standard, such money, use it to reform the police. Use it to reform the look.
I understand where you're coming from. If you have little money,
vote billion to reform the police. That will be a landmark. But you are talking of building house for 15 billion. 15 billion at this time for what?
Very
what type
insensitive.
of house with that? Ah, God.
They are very insensitive. That's why they were willing to talk about yacht now. They are very, very insensitive. I can't even understand why anybody would bring up yacht, talking about big houses. You can manage and you can buy Nigerian made goods. I think somebody played a video of one of the Tinubu people. I don't know whether it's Tinubu. I'm not sure, but it seems like the lady was associated with the government. And she was saying that why should they buy Nigerian made car just because they want Nigerian made car when it's not as good? It's like, Jesus Christ, these people are crazy. I think
when they say, that's why sometimes I still say that the Nigerian people I don't know whether they are sleeping or they don't understand what is going on. When you say Nigerian made car is not good, a car you will drive from Lagos to Calabar. What do you
Exactly.
what? Look at the distance.
They are
You drive it
shameless.
from Kaduna
When that lady was saying that, I'm
to
like, how
Abuja.
can she even utter that word?
You exactly.
Our
You can
people
drive it
are
from
scary.
Lagos to Abuja. You drive it from Lagos to Abuja. The other day they said, Nigerian road is not good. That's why they need this. That same road that is not good. That is where innocent motor is passing. The
I
same
can't
road.
believe I
So
can't
why?
believe these
So
people
which
are
road?
at the corridors
It's
of
true.
power. People like that are at the corridors of power.
I don't
Willing
know.
to spend all our
Nigeria is
resources buying
captured.
foreign cars.
When they say it's captured, I don't know whether they were hypnotized though. People don't know. When they talk of these things,
They were
that is
not.
why
I think
I'm really
that lady sounds like many Nigerians. They always try to rationalize things by saying, "Oh, why should they
everything.
have to settle for nonsense?" That's why some people go to London and buy pizza. We
Yeah,
live some kind of life that we forget that
exactly.
we are those leaders. It's the same people that are always
That is
obsessed
not
with Western things that are the ones that are going to rule, and they
that
don't
is
care about innocent cars. They don't care about air peace. These people just care about living life, and they want what they call living life is buying Western stuff. That
oh,
is what they call living life, or Chinese, not their own things. This is why they don't even discourage us from using the dollars.
it's true.
Have you ever seen Buhari, Tinubu say, you know what, our currency, the more you people demand dollars, the more our currency depreciates. Can you guys slow
It's true.
down?
It's true. It's
No,
true.
he never said
And
that. These people don't care.
Aluko said, look, exactly. You don't need, no matter how much it is worth, you must use your currency in your country. You must.
Mhm.
You
How
must
much of
use
it?
your
Just
you
words. If he can't
you
even
must.
use words, free. You can't even tell Nigerians, don't buy too much dollars. You know, if the president instructs Nigerians not to buy too much dollars, it will reduce the usage of dollars by at least 5%. But he wouldn't even do that. And that
Even
matters
even
because the Nigerian currency might appreciate a little bit for that reason.
then
But it
why
can't
do
be
okay,
bothered.
let's take it this way. Why do you have your own currency when you have to bring another currency and be using it? Of what use is your own then? You've already told them that you can use. It should have been a law that when you are in the moment you get into Nigeria, carry all the dollar you want. The moment you get it, you go to the bank and change it. That's all. You
My
don't
fear is
spend it
that
on the
Tinubu
street.
may actually want to dollarize the Nigerian economy, and that is actually a thing now. It's obvious. What I find is that I used to think that it was just one of those things people pick up as a habit, but I begin to think it's an American policy now to dollarize as many countries as possible because they fear the BRICS is coming on stream. The reason why I say this is because if you look at what's going on in Argentina, BRICS nations invited Argentina to join the BRICS. And now there's somebody that has gone on to become president of Argentina now, wants to do away with BRICS. He doesn't want to join BRICS at this time. And then he said one of his policies to dollarize the Argentine economy. Literally, a president of a state wants to use another country's currency. You can't
Yeah,
even make that up.
maybe the Argentine peso, they know what they are doing. But to me, I don't see the need at all. How can you for no matter how bad it is? That's why sometimes I always feel that you lock your door, stay in your country, you think, you do what I always come from the school of thought that when you really want to develop your country, what matters is it the best for you? Forget about the Western world. Is
Mhm.
it the best for you? Yes, you do it. Who cares? This is what we do here. This is for our own survival. We are not doing for you. And when you adopt this principle, those people you think that will be annoyed, that is when they will respect you. They know that yes, they
my,
give you
my,
that.
my worry is that many of these our leaders are so close to Western people and their aides and their secretaries, all of them, they are so close to them that they don't even there's no separation. They don't even know who we are anymore. They don't see us as Nigerians anymore. When that lady said that word, that why should they have to buy a bad car because they want to patronize a national manufacturer, it blew my mind. That is a government official saying that. She could even say it in a more apologetic way and say, you know what, we're just trying to, and maybe next time, no, she
Well,
literally pushed against it. Like these people are
I
crazy.
don't
They
believe
are
them.
in a totally different space.
It's because Nigerians tolerate it. That's why so many in the end it boils down to the fact that Nigerians tolerate all this rubbish, therefore they live with it. If you come out to say, look, enough is enough, we don't want it. I mean, you change. They are as powerful as you see them to be. Every part of the world does it. Every part of the world.
Mhm.
If they had allowed Trump, he would have find his way into White House. But he wanted to do the system tell him, no, 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 you can't. The police has to tell him, no, you can't. And America is too advanced. You can't try what is other countries, handling it. They say they won't take it. But in Nigeria, you are buying a foreign car with a borrowed money. How much do we get? Nothing. Everything is grounded. All you care is after buying it tomorrow, they will say they increase the allowance because petrol is now expensive. So we have to
Mm.
increase it. And this is what they will tell you. The road is not
Yeah.
good. That's why we are buying a car that will be suitable for our road. Whose duty is it to tar the road? Is it not you?
Mm.
Eh.
Complete lack
Anyway,
of accountability.
Nigerians
Yeah,
want it.
I
That's
think
what
it's about time I
I
step
want
aside
to.
anyway. I will have a long day tomorrow
I
too.
will I will also leave.
Yeah,
Jonathan
thank you for
and the
having me here.
CBD. Not to worry. Jonathan and the CBD. Where are you people? Okay, they have to go now. So Niger Watch, thank you very, very, very much for your sacrifice. See all those people, they've gone. Madam Rita, Black Panther, all of them.
Yeah, I'm here, Mr. CM.
Okay,
Brother
I want to
CM.
sleep
But
now. So
yeah, it's
good
okay.
night.
I enjoyed the conversation all through, except for about a
Exactly.
5 minutes
Of
break
of
that I had.
of
Yeah.
madness, is it?
Although was an interesting, educative,
It's
and
true.
informative,
No, it's true. I really like,
discourse.
particularly on martial law that came with what it means
Yeah,
to handle certain things, and then because sometimes
yeah,
if you don't know, you don't know. So
yeah.
you, most times
Thank
if
you
you
very much.
not to
I
worry.
really
Thank you.
appreciate it.
Thank you too for
Thanks.
showing up. Without you, it would have been boring. So please do come every day. Don't miss.
Yeah, of
Please
course, of
do
course,
come every
of
day.
course.
We learn from each other. So in CBD,
Yes.
good night. In CBD, is it in US or so? Is it not them? In CBD, good night. Oh, it's gone. Niger Watch. So see you people tomorrow. Let me log off
Good night.
here.
Thanks.
Okay, good night. Thank you.